Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth.
Cheers!
Cheers!
I got used to looking over there now after
Yeah,
spending ages pinpointing this point. I'm like,
I'm looking at the TV.
Yeah,
and what a wonderful TV it is too.
It is a nice TV.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Oi,
oi!
oi!
That's a nice way to come on in.
People say oi, oi. Often, suffixed by Savaloy. Have you ever said oi, oi, Savaloy in your life?
I have typed it to Mama S because that is a very distinct Mama S kind of catchphrase.
Yeah.
But in general, no. I have deliberately and wantonly
avoided.
Not said oi oi Savaloy.
Have you ever been in a fish and chip shop and when you wanted a Savaloy and the person said, "Who's next please, what would you like?" Even then did you say, "Oi oi, Savaloy"?
Well, the other thing about me you should know is I'm not a big fan of a Savaloy. And given the choice, I will take a large or a jumbo, as you will, battered sausage every time.
Every time. Not even 9 times out of 10.
Every time.
10 times out of 10.
If I'm going to a chip shop, I'm having a jumbo battered sausage.
20 times out of 20.
There's no discussion.
These fractions I'm giving you.
The things around it
yes.
may change, but the staple of the meal is a jumbo battered sausage.
Can we come up with because oi oi rhymes with Savaloy?
Mm-hmm.
I heard Chris Hoy loves a Savaloy. He does.
You'd like to replace the Savaloy part or the oi oi?
Yes. You need something jumbo sausage.
Oh, okay.
But right. something rhymes with osage. I haven't really worked out what that's going to be. It's coming in already.
Duff's premature as always. He's climaxed too soon.
Yes. Premature duffulation.
It isn't a particularly happy hap.
It is.
But,
and he's been around the place.
He like not only has he spaffed up the wall prematurely, he has done that in various different places.
We are round at Jez's house today.
Yeah.
Studio Jez.
Studio B in this house.
Yeah.
Studio A in your house.
That's true.
That's how letters work.
It's nice in here. I like it. It's cool.
It's a bit warm. We're gonna have to sort out like a fan or something as the summer draws in.
We've got to think about these things. Yeah. You can't really have the windows open because then everyone will hear us.
It's noisy fuckers. Yeah.
I saw a noisy fucker as I was parking earlier. And he looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm fucking parking, mate." Like, that's the quality of people you have on the opposite side of your road. It's like, "What's that motherfucker doing? Parking in his car?" All right, I'll let you off. I'm like, "Let me off! Fuck off!"
Yeah, people are like that. I had to not park on my own street yesterday because something I'd already put in the sea previously.
Was it Until Dawn?
Yes, Until Dawn was just in the road and I couldn't get around it. No, the parcel force guy trying to deliver a plant to my next door neighbour could not rouse my next door neighbour because she was in the back garden and couldn't hear the door and was just parked in the middle of the road. I went and parked somewhere else, and then as I'm walking back towards my house from the mile away I had to park because he's in the fucking way. He had moved his van. And then he came to me at the door and said, are you 25? I'm like, yes, I'm 25. Is it me you've been trying to deliver to? No, your neighbour.
Looking for?
Your neighbour. Can you take this plant? I've just left it in the garden. I'm like,
well then yes.
Sure, I guess. Yeah. If you were just going to leave it outside to be stolen, yeah, I can take custody of the plant.
Of all the things that could be left outside and still be inconspicuous, a plant would be one.
But it was in a giant box.
Oh. Well, maybe not.
You're right. If it was just a plant with a shipping label on it, then it would have been fine.
Not a microwave. I don't think that's meant to be there.
No, that blends in with the foliage.
Premature ejaculation. Very good, Mr. Harmstone. Off to the races with that one. I enjoy that.
Let's just catch up with some chat, because the chat was non-existent, and then it all came in at once.
Thick and fast. Jaeger's in, Tams is in.
Jaeger, Tams in. Goblin Tea Power.
Yep.
Harmstone.
Yes.
Rooster Beast. Keris.
Yes.
Duff.
Yes. Duff. A whole bunch of people are in. Well, welcome in to this, the 52nd. Don't get me started.
It blows my mind.
It's crazy.
52.
52.
Yeah.
52. The same amount of weeks there are in a year. But yet this isn't a year.
It isn't.
Which is annoying people, Jeremy.
It's annoying some people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, the fact that we're at 52 in June is pretty impressive, considering we started in May last year.
Yes.
And we did take, I think we've taken about 6 weeks off this show.
Yeah, for various
And so I think we might have
reasons.
catched up, as my child would
Well
say.
said.
On a week where we did a Don't Get Me Started and a Don't Get Me Cocktailed, and did 2 in 1 week, possibly. Who knows? Speculation. I mean, people could work it out if they really wanted to, but I'm not sure anyone cares.
But it's been a good week. It's finally June. June is the summer officially now.
And the weather has kind of wised up to that.
It has backed that up, definitely. 52, Haunted House on Marble Run. Marble Run's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? We had a good time on Marble Run yesterday. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just talk about all the good things and all the bad things. I was about to talk about something I enjoyed. And when is better to do that than in the segment we like to call This Is Happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, 2 men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
I almost accidentally played the
50. I saw that. We could have watched that again.
I moved the button last week, but that was in the special You're On Board I created for when we're on your channel. And so I need to move the button here as well.
We should have had a bet on Harmstone, the Haterade shirt. That one would have
that was
straight away. I was going to mention that to you, actually.
Yeah.
But,
it looks good.
It does look good.
It does look good.
He tries to make it look bad with his person, his body. But the t-shirt,
the fact that he's wearing it, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see
his own
that would
physique.
be a handicap. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally. But the shirt itself is so good that it kind of overcomes that. You know, and that it makes even someone with my doughy frame. Yeah. But thankfully you've got the shirt, which does look good.
It does look good.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it, I'm glad that Mike was the guinea pig for it, in case it was terrible.
Yes, but it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't. It was
good work.
Exactly as I had hoped it was.
What a crazy world we're in, where like another company outsources that, and you just send them the design, and they just fucking put all that shit together. I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
Hap. New PS4 controller. I love a new PS4 controller because I've got a white one. That could have been a hap of mine a few weeks ago.
He has got a white one.
Has he got a white one?
He's gone with the Always Be Chatting edition.
Oh, I love it.
The
Good
PS4
work.
controller.
So you said to me I should get red, but you yourself got white. I mean, I'm into red, but sometimes I think red is a bit too...
I have the red PS4 controller.
Right.
I'm not a fan of it. I have a blue one. I like that. And I have the black ones, the classic. I like those.
Good choice on white. Anyway, I think white's great. I think it's good. It looks good. My laptop is white. My keyboard is white. My everything I can get is white. My t-shirt is white. I'm running out of white things. But anyway,
skin color.
My skin. I am white. Yes, that is also true. Except when I've been in the sun. Red and white. Is your Christmas tree still up?
His is.
Mine is. Yes.
This is a Christmas tree free house.
Yes.
There is a Christmas tree in this house. But it's where it should be. It's in the box in the loft.
It's in the loft. Anxiety is a nap. Yes, anxiety is not good. Sorry to hear that, but that is bad. But new controller is good. What's hap for you?
I've had a pretty hap week actually. It's been
sunny.
It's been sunny. That has made me feel good. I had the realization yesterday. And various times before, but not for a while until yesterday when the sun was out, that I really like where I live and that this area is beautiful.
It's pretty fucking cool, isn't it?
There's loads of places that I can just choose to go for a run, and that's cool.
Sun's out, runs out.
Sun's out, runs out. I love that. That's cool. Yeah. And I did the what's it called? The Royal Military Canal.
Oh, I know it.
Bet in Hyde.
Well, along the canal where I won the Hyde Phoenician Fete in 2017.
I expect so. Yeah. Along that bit, and then as far as I could run the other way.
Alex could do with an extra chair or two.
He could a bit, yeah.
I have got them. They're in the loft because I don't keep them out because there's no need to keep them out. Preparation. If I'd have known, I would have scrambled. I said on the stream, I could go up in the loft right now, but that is an extra level of kind of away from stream.
Perhaps we should have planned this, at 7 instead.
I mean, I don't mind at all.
Instead of midway through the stream.
But I don't mind at all, but you'll get emergency chairs rather than actual chairs. But anyway, yes, I'm glad that you guys came around.
Maybe that should be a channel point. We've got emergency questions. Add emergency chairs.
Emergency chairs.
We're coming round. We've redeemed emergency chairs. You've got 10 minutes.
Get the chairs out. Jez reaches behind sofa, brings out bird corpse. So look at the size of this hat.
I wish.
That would be amazing.
Now, reference obviously to the seagull that has been bothering me for the last few weeks.
Yes, it is.
It has not been quite as much a bother in the last week.
It's...
Yesterday, it was loud.
Right.
But it was staying in its nest.
If you see its nest, do you know where its nest is?
Yes, it's on the house two doors down. And on, I think it was either Monday or Sunday last week, when I was trying to work out whether the horrible wind and rain and all that stuff had damaged my roof.
Oh, yes.
I was wandering around the street to get a good vantage point on my roof and chatted to that neighbour and discussed the seagull. I'm like, yeah, like my father-in-law says that the nest is on your roof. I haven't seen it, and then just as we're doing that, we stood outside out on the street there,
I love these sort of
and this
conversations.
seagull just pops its head up above their chimney and it's just like that.
Is someone talking about me?
And I'm like, there it is, and it fucking ducked back down again. And he was like,
This is
really?
so
Where?
funny.
Where? Well, like, oh, it'll be back in a minute. And it did. It just then suddenly went.
I'm pretty sure I know there was something that your father said a little bit higher up, and I found it amusing, but I don't know what it is now, so I have to scroll up and find out what it is. I know that he said that, but yes.
But prior to that.
Oh no, that was it. It was Frank Herbert's Dune. Yes, but it is a hot, Arrakis-like wilderness that we're living in at the moment. Very hot this week.
Love it. I think this comes up a lot, and I think I'm the only person that is like, bring the heat. More, please. I will be happy with a 40-degree weekend.
You and I are very different in that regard.
Yeah.
Jez is really into sun and heat, and I am really into October and winter and shit like that.
Fuck that noise.
And autumnal scarves wrapped around my Harry Potter-like face.
No.
Although I haven't got a Harry Potter face, your father does though.
The rain and like shit weather actually genuinely affects my emotions. It makes me depressed.
Right.
It's not so bad in the winter when it's dark and you can't see it. If it's just generally dark, then it's not quite so bad. But if it's in the summer and it's just raining, no, depression is in.
Yeah, rain at the wrong time, effectively. But I was quite pleased because up until recently it had been quite cold, and that meant occasionally I had to stick my heating on. I'm like, I don't want to put my heating on at this time.
Yeah.
I remember one year when I was living on my own in the big house over in Folkestone that we used to love. It was really lovely. And I was like, and it obviously, because it was big and big ceilings, it was going to be difficult to heat. But I was like resolved that I wouldn't turn the heating on at all. And I'm like, I can do it. I'll just put a jumper on. And then it got really cold. I'm like, shit, it's really cold. I'm gonna have to break. I was really trying to like not spend any money. But yeah, super hot. I'm digging it because
Beautiful.
it meant for me that I got to go out and play cub. First cub of the year. The first cub is the deepest, and it went on. Actually, deepest. Time-wise, it went on for like 2 hours. Me, Duncan the singer, and Mrs. the singer went out and played cub on the Sunday bank holiday, and it was nip and tuck. I was amazing at stacking the cubs, but not so good at hitting them down, and they were really good at pinpointing them, but not very good at stacking them. We were so evenly matched that it went on for so long. I was just like, yeah, I'm bored of this shit. I want to go home. I was close to losing anyway, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. It had gone both ways. It was I had a chance on the king, they had a chance on the king, but it was couldn't have done it with the sun. So as much as I say I'm not a big fan of bright, blinding sunlight,
yeah, you can't play cub in the wind and rain, can you? Let's be honest.
No.
Yeah, there are many things you can only do when the weather is beautiful.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Rooster's not feeling that great. It's not been at work. That's a nap.
Well, not being at work is hap.
Oh yeah, not being at work is his hap.
The
yes.
reason is less hap. So I hope you are feeling better, and hope it wasn't anything too serious.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I got invited to go out and have some coffee midweek, which was hap for me. Like our local coffee place, one of our local coffee places opened again. That's Chambers.
Oh yeah.
So Chambers has opened again.
Have they opened as a bar as well?
No, just as the upstairs coffee.
Upstairs, okay.
Yeah, they've got a whole load of new furniture. It's really swish. It's all been redecorated. Admittedly, people who don't live in Folkestone, this is not so important for, but if you ever come down and visit us, and you can do that, because then we'll put you on the sofa and you can talk to us.
Yeah.
I mean, this all happened to Duff. He came down, and he...
Yeah, and I came off one stream and was like, right, come on, Duff, we're going to go and see Alex. Like, wait, what? Huh?
I would have liked to have shown him around a little bit more, but it was more of kind of a...
It was a slapdash.
A whistle-stop tour.
Yeah.
Tunes out for Folkestone chat. Whatever.
It's all right. We'll move on to sports in a minute.
Yes, straight into sports. Mike, you might come down one time. You might need to know this sort of
and
shit.
now over to MJ Harmstone for the sports. Mike.
Imagine if we had Mike on sports, and Mike just goes, "Sports happened. It's shit. Back to you in the studio." How about those Folkestone Seagulls?
Bam.
I have a cousin called Ollie, who is also their cousin, also your father's and Hannah's cousin, and he's well into cricket. And I got this thing in my head that we would do a cricket tournament one summer, and because I'd gone to see a bit of T20. The thing about T20 is it only lasts like 20 overs, or maybe they get 20 overs each, but it's a fixed amount of time.
That sounds a lot better than the not T20.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the test stuff, which goes on for...
Cricket is long.
Cricket is long, but short cricket is good. Because when you go up to the Canterbury ground...
Quicket, if you will.
Quicket.
Quicket.
I like it. They should... Oh, man, we've got to fucking patent that shit.
Get
that shit. You heard it here first. No one's taking this back. So, yeah, we went up... This was the time when we got a bottle of... I haven't got it on the thing. We got a bottle of champagne and we hid it in a loaf and brought the loaf with us to pretend like we did, because they won't let you bring your own alcohol in. But that's T20, and it's over quickly. Well, I say that it's like 3 hours. It's a length of time for an American football game, so you get to get pissed and watch sport, and it's wonderful. But I was saying we should do one, and it should have, because you can, in T20, not in this one, but some of the other ones, they get light up stumps. So when you get bowled out and the stumps and the bails fly off, it all just lights up. It's like, and they have cheerleaders and shit. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
It's like the Rocket League of cricket.
Yeah, it's like the Rocket League, and I was going to do a Folkestone one, and I can't remember the actual phrase, but the mascot was going to be a seagull with a cricket bat, because I was like, what is quintessentially Folkestonian? And it was just like this idea of this kind of seagull holding a cricket bat, like, wah! Yeah. Like that.
I don't suppose anybody would really understand the reference of like William Harvey holding a cricket
can you
bat
imagine?
Like, who's that? It's William Harvey. All right.
William Harvey, famous Folkestonites.
Why is he holding a cricket bat?
He probably... he might have played cricket in his life.
He opened the local cricket
club
stump.
So yeah, I was telling Ollie, my cousin, I'm like, so do you want to do T20? We're going to call it like... I can't remember. It was something stupid, some sort of like Folkestone...
F20.
Yeah. So look out for that, because it might come this year. Maybe not this summer, but it would be amazing. I broke you some sports news earlier.
You did. I was very impressed.
Did he? What did he say?
He broke the news that the Singapore Grand Prix had been cancelled.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Well, you're just confusing me now, Mike, because like I thought you didn't
either you're into sports or you're not.
Which one is it?
Stay in your lane, man.
Yeah,
pick a lane.
Literally in the case of the Grand Prix. But do they have lanes on that, or do they just drive where they want? I mean,
they do drive where they want, but sometimes they drive.
I like it. I like a rogue
or whatever.
I like a rogue in F1. I don't know if you get many of those kind of.
Not really anymore.
No.
Yeah, but no. Obviously, Duff and I came and interloped on your stream.
I like that.
And up north,
oh my God.
Captain Brilliant interloped on Research One's stream, and then we came back here, and we interloped via Discord on that stream. Duff
yes.
and I say our faces did. We didn't say very much because
couldn't get a word in.
Couldn't get a word in, pretty much. Yeah. And then today, it was Reese and Club Mad doing some.
No, I didn't watch
DJs
that because it was during work hours.
It was not in person. I thought one was going to travel to the other, but that did not happen. So it was not quite the collab that was
we were
expected.
Looking for.
But a big week of Primetime Streamer Network people getting in each other's
I love
faces.
it. It's taking one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Fruit juice ice lollies. Goblin, it's a good choice. Good choice.
They would give me the shits, but more power to you.
Do you know, I watched obviously I raided across after the stream yesterday. We played a lot of that marbles thing. That marbles, I'd say, is hap. That marbles is so stupid.
It is ridiculous.
Miss Ice Lady came in and said, I'm not too sure about this. How do I steer? How do I do it? I said, now listen, I'm going to let you in on a secret here. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. Yoshlino came in and he was like, I don't know if I want to do this because you don't have to do anything. Just type in ~play. The rest
and
is
sit back and enjoy.
And just sit back and enjoy the stupidity.
Or not, as the case often is when your marble just does whatever
it's
the fuck
so
it wants.
stupid. But then we went across into them, and oh my God, they were rickety wrecked. They needed to check themselves. But they
had already wrecked
They
themselves.
had already wrecked themselves. It was just
He was so rickety wrecked, he being Captain Brilliant, that he'd spent £40 on 2 bottles of beer. Like, that guy totally saw him coming.
Oh, yeah.
And the amount of times that I said to them, he saw you coming, and he was so drunk he didn't even know what I meant when I said he saw you coming.
I said at one point, cock or ball, suggesting they should play cock or ball, and it was right there, and you see like Reese look in, like going like, what's that say in the chat? And I'm like, it's cock or ball, it's really easy. And then Tamzanaki says, Alex, don't encourage them. And I say, but that's literally what I was trying to do. But they don't read the first bit because they're all terribly pissed. And so all they go is like, Alex says, but that's what I'm trying to do. Tamzanaki says, don't encourage them. And I'm like, I don't think they fully understood anything that was going on. It was, do you know what it was 40 each. I was going to say it was 40 each.
Was it 40 each?
That's what I was, when
right,
I was about to pick this up with you. But yeah, it was 40 each. Like, how much?
There you go.
think,
thanks, Jaeger.
and that is going to be a bottle, that's a bottle of wine, so that's $7.50. And so they bought...
That's like 2 bottles of
that good
of
wine.
your best spirit.
Oh yeah, of the best. You know when I bought that stuff which was £20 wine, but I got it for 15, that's like at regular price, two bottles of that.
Yeah. You didn't even get it on a discount.
No.
That was the RRP, if you will.
Fucking how much don't steal my lines. £40 for one bottle of beer, even by my money, might be excessive.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
I mean,
it had a monk on it or something.
Saint Bernardus, yes. Saint Bernardus. He is, by the way, Saint Bernardus Belgian beer is really good, but you can buy that for like, in a supermarket, like £3.
That's the problem with imported anything, though, isn't it? You get
It's not even
like an import premium on it, and it's not like Belgium is that far away from
This is
here.
what I was about to say. The thing about the thing they bought.
They're not here, obviously.
No.
They're up north. It's a bit further away for them.
If you go to London and buy St Bernardus in a bar, it'll be like £7 or £8 for a bottle. But this is a special, super special bottle.
It comes in a magnum size.
So it is bigger. Anyway.
Still.
New headset. You're getting new everything's here, Jaeger. Now that Jaeger is streaming.
Well, and I'm surprised that there isn't another hap of his coming out that I think is more hap than having a new headset. And
headset was doing well, I thought.
Than a new controller as well. And he just hasn't dropped the biggest hap.
He doesn't want to because he thinks we've got a bet about it. He said earlier, you guys have got a bet.
Oh, really? No, Alex was being a bartender for the pre-stream.
Yeah, I was making drinks for everyone.
There are no bets.
I promise
you, there are no bets this evening. He was making me a New York sour and he was making Karis a Long Island iced tea.
Don't trust you fuckers.
Well,
We've got him. I don't even. We've got him. We've got him on the run because now even when we don't bet, we've got him.
There are no shots on the table.
This is exactly what Jeremy. This is going to be the easiest year we've ever done.
It's all right, Jaeger. We won't celebrate you then. It's all good.
No, we say don't mention it. Don't mention it.
Yeah.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, we won't mention it. It's all good. We won't celebrate your successes. Fuck yourself. Anyway, what else is hap with you?
What is hap? What have I?
There it is.
Made affiliate. Right, drink.
Right, drink.
Cheers. This made a really good noise when we chinked. Well done. Congratulations,
yes,
Jaeger.
Absolutely.
That's excellent.
You did it in very quick time.
Very
as well.
quick time.
Yeah.
Hate you fuckers.
There was no bet. Fuck you.
There was a bet. Congratulations. There wasn't a bet. A week. It's faster than I did it.
It's faster than I did it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I was the first out of our lot to do it. I'm just going to throw that out there.
You were.
I led the charge on that.
You did.
Showed you how difficult it is.
Yes.
And then everyone else made it look easy. I'm like, thanks guys. Cheers.
We see as we moved along, we kind of grew in cumulative network strength.
Absolutely.
Not to do anyone down, including myself. I'm just saying it's a good community to be part of to get us where we need to be. So well done to everyone, because you are all a massive part. Because I think I would say, go so far to say that everyone that's watching tonight has supported Jaeger.
I would expect so, yeah.
So, it's a group effort and I love it. I dig that shit. Got bits and a sub. Who subbed to you? I want to know who subbed to you.
Tamsin subbed to him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
all
cool.
The haps.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. A lovely week, a sunny week, an excellent week. What have I got left to talk about? Haps. Cub, sun, coffee, drinking, hanging out. I saw my brother even. It was amazing.
Wow.
So
it's just generally been a good week.
It's a good time had by all. and hopefully this weekend also will be equally good. I'm just waiting for the theatres to open up, and I'll hightail it to London with the intention of watching a play, but not quite yet. Have you got anything? Have we got anything bad to talk about?
Well, I've got a hap that leads into a nap, and it might even be a kind of get in the sea type nap.
Oh, really?
So I did what everybody who is experiencing the nice warm weather does.
Mm-hmm.
I went inside by going to the shopping mall, big shopping centre, Bluewater.
Oh, we went to Bluewater
for the first time since
in forever.
Pandemic stuff happened, and I bought myself some shorts to run in.
Yes, I was looking at your shorts to see if they were new, but you meant
these are not. No, running shorts so that I'm not having to run in jogging bottoms in
Gotcha.
30-degree heat.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That's good. And so that was hap. Me, Keris, and Hannah went, and that's the first kind of big outing we've done with Hannah around other people. And
really?
Expecting her to behave and do that kind of stuff. And let me say, she was an absolute model citizen. She was perfect.
That's amazing.
I was so impressed. And I mean, there were periods where like I'd pick her up and was talking to her, and there were other kids being little dickheads, and I was like, see, Hannah, that kid does not know how to behave. You know how to behave. You're doing really well.
Positive
that
reinforcement.
That is not good behaviour. That's no good at all. And she was like, yes, daddy, like, get in.
Nice.
No, she was beautiful. We went to we told her she could buy one thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, as is often the case with parents bribing their children and that kind of thing.
Buy one thing.
We went to various shops, and she was really like adult about it. It was like, we went to one shop, she looked at all the things, she took stock of what was there. I was like, right, yeah, I could have that. Okay, I could have that, right. Then we went to another shop, looked at the things, and there was no point where she was just immediately like, I want this thing.
Yeah.
She,
like kids are.
She completely like reasoned it out, and then eventually went, right, I would like this, please. Right, okay, you can have that.
Were you in that? What was it like? What's the crystal shop, like Swarovski or something like that? Swarovski crystal duck.
We went to the Tesla like outlet, and she wanted a Tesla.
She's like,
whatever it is.
Maybe not now, but I'm going to need a car, so I'm going to call you on this now. And it's like,
what was it? Do you want to see what it was?
I do. What was it? Everyone's going to know what it is. Hashtag no mercy. She ruined it all by tripping up that old man with his groceries.
It was this.
What does it do? Do you put makeup on it?
You do its hair.
Oh, cute.
Not that you can tell because it's got a bit straggly. We're gonna.
It's tangled. It's literally tangled.
It is. Yeah, it's tangled, and it's it's Rapunzel from Tangled. Yeah, we bought her a disembodied head. The hair already needs conditioning. It's the head rotates. I didn't know that.
If you should die before you wake.
Yeah.
What else was in the running? Can you remember?
A Peppa Pig plushie, a Paw Patrol plushie. It was mostly just plushies of various characters that she likes. Yeah. There was one thing we dissuaded her from getting. I can't remember what it was. Like, it was on the short list. I'm like, oh yeah, you don't want that because I don't know. A severed hand, yes.
A severed hand in a box clutching a cult symbol. This is proper Exorcist shit. It is. Good choice.
What does everybody want?
That's such a great reference.
Nobody will get that.
I love that.
Your father will get that. Nobody else will.
Oh my goodness me.
We do actually own a disembodied hand.
Yeah.
I should get that out.
The hand.
There it is.
All comes back.
Can always count on your father.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're selecting American football teams, in which case you cannot.
Oh dear. So I think I don't have anything, although I tell you what, when I was watching Law and Order, Dead on the Money, which I was enjoying, I went out to get a lovely bottle of wine because I was like, I feel like getting some wine. I know it's Wednesday, but I'm up for it. I feel like it. I'm watching the thing, gonna enjoy the thing, gonna go off and get some wine. And I went off and got this wine, and I drove to the supermarket because I wanted to be super quick, get there and get back, and then I got back, opened the wine, and it was horrible. And I was like, and I got so angry that I went out and got a second bottle of wine. I just went out immediately. Like, I could not sit. Do you know what? I'm not going to go out again. Just drink the shit wine. I was like, no, go out and immediately buy some more. So I ended up with 2 bottles of wine just to go and sort it out. But yeah, Claw and Order.
You saying I don't know about the JOB squad? Yes, of course. Of course you know.
Rooster knows. Rooster knows.
My apologies. Of course you know as well. Yeah. Absolutely. No, but as I was saying, that led to a nap, and they still had all of their, COVID measures in place, obviously. But the nappest of the COVID measures was they wanted you to stay on one side. That's fine. You walk down the left, whichever way you're going.
Yes.
The nap thing was that they had these stickers on the floor in the middle.
Yes.
And it was like, COVID line, do not cross. As if to say, as long as you don't, the COVID can't cross this line.
COVID line!
It's a COVID line, it cannot be crossed. And then there were these little, crossing points.
Oh, there have to be.
And I'm like, so what you're saying is, if we want to cross from one side to the other,
because you want to start going in the other direction.
It's because we want to go to a shop that's on the other
Sushi
side.
is back this way.
Yeah, we have to bottleneck in this
crossing
one
point.
Little crossing point, rather than social the distance and just cross this invisible line wherever the fuck we want.
Yeah,
it just seemed nonsense to me, and I didn't like that.
Did you buy anything while you were up at Blue Water?
Just the shorts.
Just the shorts.
Oh, and a McDonald's.
And a McDo. Yeah.
And a McDonald's to reward myself.
Did you go all the way to Blue Water? Is it?
I'm that close to my goal. Yeah, Karis mentioned she was going to the shed.
Karis is coming in here now. The hand!
Thanks, Karis.
I thought we were going to see Karis for the first time. The hand!
There's a story to this.
There is. Are you going to tell it?
Which I'm sure you all want to know. Why this hand
Why
exists.
have you got a hand, Jeremy?
Alex, I will tell you.
Thank
I need
you.
to put my drink
Karis
down.
gave you a hand. Hooray.
So,
can I get some wine for this? Oh, shit.
Cast your mind back to the year
3 years ago.
2017. We are trying for a child.
You and Karis, not
Yes.
me and Jeremy.
And we needed to spice things up in the bedroom. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, please keep telling this story. Please just do that instead. And you were like, one finger is not an... Oh, man, no, just keep doing this. That's much funnier. Sorry, yes, please tell the real story.
So we were trying for a child, and I said, okay, yeah, cool, we'll have a child. But at the point of birth, there is no chance in hell that I am holding you, girl who has been doing powerlifting for the last 2 years, broke a European record in powerlifting, and is a very strong person. There is no way I am holding your hand during childbirth. I like my hand. I use it for stuff. And so I said...
What kind of stuff do you use it for?
Masturbating.
Nice.
And so I said, I will, in place of my hand, get you a hand to hold, an artificial hand, and I will be there,
holding the other part.
holding the hand out to you, and you can hold that instead. I'll stroke your hair and I'll do all of the other things. But I'm not holding your hand during.
But I won't do that.
But I won't do that. No, I won't do that.
I can't believe we haven't brought this out before. So you had a hand to hold her hand, but you didn't have your real hand stroked her hair.
Yeah, well.
There was no danger there.
In actuality,
yes, you used.
I forgot the hand, and she had a C-section, so it's completely irrelevant.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Yet the hand remains.
Yeah, and we just put it in the shed.
Of course you put it in the shed. I love the fact that it doesn't just sit up between the Red Ranger and the White Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good for, holding wrist-mounted things. It's actually a ring kind of display.
Oh, I
for
see.
A shop.
I was going to say.
You put rings and things on it.
Shit, yeah.
It's got outside crap on it. So thanks for that, Karis. I don't know what that is.
I worked with a dude at Pizza Hut that could use that.
At least you're well armed. I am.
They deliver them by hand. Yes, nice people don't send hands by the mail. They do not. They do not do that, except that in this regard.
Oh, just gave him a hand.
I want to hold your hand.
You never know when it'll come in handy. Well, yeah, Tamsin, if you ever need a hand,
When I sit and I'm thinking, I often
Come
go
and
like
collect
this. So I think I could just do that. Like,
I wouldn't put it on your mouth if I were you.
well, I have now. Well, I've done it now. I love this.
Yeah, thanks for that, Karis.
So now you've got a hand and a
Hand and a
head.
head.
So like all we need is the remaining parts of a body.
Yeah.
And you could
I think that might be the name of this episode: a severed head and a severed hand.
disembodied head.
Disembodied head and a severed hand.
And we've got it all here. My friend, I think, body parts, gotta catch 'em all. I had a friend of mine years ago when we were in theatre and pantomime together they weren't super lifelike, but they were pretty, and there goes the hand, pretty lifelike actual hands that only went up to the elbow and had a little shirt on it, so it had a shirt cuff. And we got them. He just kept going around like shaking. He put it up his sleeve and would go around shaking your hand with it. I don't know why this was still so hilarious. He got a job lot of them, so he had loads of them. So as a result, he just gave them all out. Everyone for Christmas got a hand, and we were in pantomime together. And he just left them around the set, just like waving at people. Hello, if you should die. Pantomime is behind you. Oh no, it isn't. I hope to go back to it sometime. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Right, well, I think that's enough of our talking about it.
That thoroughly exhausts some. This is happening, I think.
Yeah, what do you want to go on to now? Oh, I know what.
Yeah.
The sexiest of all our stings.
Sounds
the
good.
one that immediately turns everybody on.
Prepare for your ASMR.
Yes.
In our weekly instalment.
You dig.
Of going viral. Now then.
Shit is going viral.
I have two examples this week.
Good.
And I think these are definitely viral in that I expect people to have seen these on the social medias doing the rounds.
Right, yes.
This first one is amazing, and it's also kind of relevant.
Being upstaged by the head,
it's kind of relevant to the my child being wonderful and well behaved and clever story, because there was a child who was 3, and it was her birthday.
Right.
Now, this child wanted not to share her cake. Didn't
with the other children?
With anyone. Other children, adults, not at all. Did not want to share her cake, but also wanted to have a nice, childlike cake. And so
she wanted to have her cake and
eat it.
And eat it.
Solely. So there was a tweet put out by a person called Casey Fay.
Are you telling me she wanted to have her cake and tweet it?
She definitely had her cake and tweeted it.
2 for 2, guys.
And I quote before dropping the image on you. My niece turned 3 today. She asked for a Lion King cake, but specifically the moment where Mustafa dies, because everyone will be too sad to eat the cake and it will all be for me.
But this is a 3-year-old!
And so, here is the cake.
No, you should have done this one second. This is incredible. Oh, that's nice, mate, by the way. I like that. Like your little time transition on that. 3 years old.
3 years old. Absolutely canny.
It's like, I want the bit where Mufasa dies. Because
I like the Lion King, but I understand that this is a harrowing, sad, awful moment. And that will make people so sad they won't want to eat my cake.
They couldn't have just done Timon and Pumbaa. Mind you, good work on the cake. Cake looks good.
Is her name Leona? Yes. Which is like lion in something, right? Leo
Her
is
name is Leona. So that is...
She's a massive sadist.
So that's Mufasa down there.
Yeah.
And that's presumably Simba.
Yes. But, it's not particularly accurate to the movie, because you don't get to see Mufasa's broken carcass at the bottom of the
true.
ravine.
He just gets destroyed.
Yeah, he just goes into the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this child has obviously gone above and beyond
I think this is
in
incredible.
imagination. It's like, yeah. Look at the face of Mufasa.
I was thinking that.
It's
Look
like,
at the face of Mufasa.
I is dead. I sad.
I'm so sad.
I'm so sad to be dead. Son.
Simba finds him afterwards, though.
Oh yeah, and then like nudges him and stuff. That's true.
Oh my god, that is really sad.
Yeah.
I went to see that at the cinema. I was never such a big fan as I think everybody else has been by The Lion King in general.
I quite like The Lion King. Yeah.
And obviously everyone keeps telling me how I've got to go and see it.
I'm surprised you don't like The Lion King, given the supreme quality of the music in The Lion King.
It is excellent.
The soundtrack is spot on.
Everything about it is amazing.
Cinema scenes I don't want to eat.
Can you think of any other cinema scenes that if you made it as a cake you wouldn't want to eat it? Can you honestly think of some other cinema scenes that you've seen that we could create in cake form that you'd be like, I don't want to fucking...
Here's Johnny!
It's a Johnny cake. It's just Johnny's face. The end of 7. What a great... Okay, yeah, you win. That's really good.
Chest burster from Alien.
Oh, good. Oh, really good. No, you guys are
I don't
nailing
know,
it.
I think you could make some really, really good cake out of like gummies for Alien. I would eat that.
I think you guys are really nailing it right now. Chestburster from Alien is such a great choice. The blood scene in Carrie. Oh my god. This is just like better than we could come up. This is really good.
The vomit scene in Team America World Police.
Yeah, or the vomit scene in we were talking about Exorcist earlier rather. I'm trying to think of something that's so fucking horrible. Could you do a human centipede cake? I mean, it would just be so bad.
Let me say though, this would not put me off eating the cake.
No, I'd be fine eating this.
Yeah,
but I think it's amazing.
Because I'm not going to eat Mustafa.
No, you wouldn't want to stuff your face.
I would not.
No,
Like the cake hasn't really been fully thought through. Like
Jeez.
the cliff is innocent in all this. It was
yes,
it was Scar
is
and
that
the wildebeests.
sultana? What have they done there?
It does look like
I'm
or
not sure.
licorice or something.
I'm not like sure about. Jesus Christ, Alex! I know I really went for it there, didn't I?
So there you go. That was our first such example.
What I was going to say before we move on from this, because I'm trying to think of something about this, because I felt we were in a... Oh yeah, I don't know, when I went to see Lion King...
Just imagine your 3-year-old going, I'd like a human centipede.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, like, it would be incredible to hear. Obviously, they'd have no way of knowing that, but it would just be like, no, it's Peppa Pig, all right? You just put your foot down at that point when it's like, no! Mind you, this person did not put their foot down. They acquiesced.
Well, it wasn't the parent. It was the aunt. As you were well aware.
Right. Yes.
Uncles, aunts, that kind of part of the family.
Yes.
They don't give a fuck.
They do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're excellent role models.
They will warp their nieces and nephews in any which way necessary.
Yes.
Just do not give a fuck.
I should say that when Tom and Hannah were young, I did take them round a Timon and Pumbaa video back when, because it was videos back then, and Lion King was just recently out, and then as many Disney films have, they have like a sequel that doesn't make it to the cinema but made it straight to video. Timon and Pumbaa cash in, make some money, and so Timon and Pumbaa made some money from my bank account, and then I took it around. So I was a great uncle. That's probably the last thing I ever bought them until I bought them that McDonald's. So, there's a whole kind of bit in between, probably. But I went to see The Lion King, and I thought, this is fine. But I'd gone on there on a date, and with someone that became an ex. And I have to say, yeah, the music's good, but I never really went... Because remember, this was shortly after, or was it shortly before, Aladdin or something like that?
And I loved it.
Oh, you loved it? Oh, that's nice. That's good. I'm really glad you liked it.
Memories were formed.
It was really good. Because I was near where they were. I doesn't really mean to get into that sort of stuff. But when I went to see it, I just never went crazy for The Lion King, and it was fine. The music is excellent though. In retrospect, it's pretty good. But I've never once gone back to watch The Lion King. That's all I'm saying. Just saying.
Well, when I introduce it to Hannah, you can come in.
Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll do that.
Yeah, Tamsin.
Lion King beats Aladdin. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
It absolutely does. I'm with you.
I'm not. I don't agree.
I am not a fan of Aladdin.
I'm a massive fan of Aladdin.
Don't like Aladdin.
I think Aladdin is incredible.
Yeah.
I think Aladdin beats most things, actually.
Tamsin said Colin, the human caterpillar.
You want to get several Collins together in a row.
Which is funny because you bought my Hannah a caterpillar. Was he a caterpillar?
A chameleon.
Oh, he was a chameleon. Never mind. The whole story's fucked. Fuck.
Lion King beats any Disney film. Yeah, you quote. I mean, I should say, Mike.
I'm not going to go that far.
Learning as we do about people that we now know.
If only there was some kind of World Cup that could have determined the actual true
The
king
actual
of Disney
true winner.
movies instead of the fucking bullshit that actually
Mike
did win. In
goes
the
on about or sings bits or talks about or quotes Lion Queen. That's like Queen and King.
Queen.
Quite a lot. I think people. Here's how I feel about it: is that it's good, but I don't. I think
It's good, but it's not good enough.
I just think that people have a disproportionate love of it. I don't understand where the love comes from. I cannot feel the love tonight for Lion King.
How long have you been percolating?
It just came in just at that moment. I have to say, honestly, this.
So, we'll talk about Lion King.
No.
I'll bring that up when it is.
It was as fast as you saw it. I'm that good at talking bullshit.
And that Els93, welcome and thank you for the follow earlier.
Yes, hey.
That is the reason that I can't quite get on board with you not liking it. It's
because
Shakespeare
it's Hamlet.
with fur.
Yeah.
I thought that would sell you, to be honest.
No, I mean, I never thought about that when I watched it. You understand, the context in which I watched it was me wondering whether I was going to kiss a girl or not. And I was watching it. It wasn't like I wasn't taking it in, but I was on a date and hoping she was having a good time. Huh?
I think you got a drink for that.
I drank earlier, didn't I not?
Is it the same ex?
Yeah. It's the same person I went to.
Okay, well,
I didn't go see it twice with two separate girlfriends.
Every time.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is, if I can just nail this down, it's like I was just watching it. I felt it was fine. There was nothing much. It was just fine.
But yet you feel it cock-blocked you.
Ha! Well, I didn't kiss her that night.
Damn Mufasa.
I cock-blocked myself. I am not the super flirty guy that you see before you now. I was definitely less. I still kissed her, just not during the line. Do you know what it was? And it's all coming back to me in the words of Celine Dion. I didn't feel the Lion King was assisting me in its role. I couldn't just be like. There was no point in the film where I could lean over and kiss her. Right?
Well, I feel like this is a you problem, right? Like,
oh, it was.
Why did you take it to watch the Lion King?
It was what was on. It was what was on. It wasn't like I waited for ages for something else to come on.
I mean, when did the Lion King out? Like 95?
94.
94? Like, there was plenty of other cool shit on there.
But remember where we live. This was Folkestone Cinema. It was either that or some other bullshit.
Ah, okay.
Right. So
yeah, okay, I'm with
so
you.
what? If I paint you a picture, like we were hanging out. She wanted to do stuff. She wanted to hang out. I said, "Do you want to go out on a date?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Do you want to go and see the Lion King?" And who wouldn't pick the Lion King as in Cinema 1? We went and did that. We sat and watched it. It was good. Like it was good, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever. It's no bed knobs and broomsticks. I don't know. I'm just messing around. But and the songs were really great. But I never went. See, now when people quote stuff from Disney now, I can't quote or remember bits from Lion King. It's utterly unmemorable for me. I just don't really remember. So I had to earlier when I said, "Is that Simba there?" I had to take time to think about what the names of them were.
I think you were the only one though.
Yes, I think I am on my own.
I don't think anybody else in this
Nobody else
stream right now was like, "Oh, I don't know who that character is on top of the cake."
Yeah, but I mean, I know who it is, but I have to when you're translating something from another language back again, you're like, you've got to take a beat to remember. You guys would not, but I honestly couldn't remember most of the first thing about it. Don't kiss her at the bit where Mufasa died. This is it. At the beginning, I'm like,
distract.
Too early for a kiss. Midway through, it's quite sad. Then you've got like a warthog. And then at the end, there seemed to be no time. This is really getting into it. I also never felt like she was giving off vibes that she even wanted to be kissed, but she definitely did. Let me just tell you, kissing happened. I just want to reassure you. Lol, can you imagine? She sat there sobbing at Simba, crying for his dad, and Alex sees that as the opportunity to lean in for a kiss. Oh, Mufasa's dead. Oh man, she was really cool. Her family absolutely hated me. Her family really didn't like me. Yeah, I know.
Really blame them.
Can you imagine that?
Is that a shot?
I can't keep doing shots on this one. But which is that a shock? I thought you meant. Which reminds me, Gimp scene from Pulp Fiction cake. No thanks. I actually went on a separate date with another girl to see Pulp Fiction in the same cinema. Like what? 2 years later, I got a kiss out of that one though. So, how was it easier to kiss during Pulp Fiction than it was during The Lion King? I don't know. You definitely need to be drinking more. I don't. I've mentioned my ex twice now, and I've drunk twice. You can't keep. The story is the same.
It's a game for you as well. Remember. Mm-hmm. So encouraging him to drink is encouraging yourself to drink.
I'm just saying. I just don't. And by the way, this is the hill I won't die on, but a hill I might. A little mini hill, like a hillock. I just think that Aladdin is much better. I think the music is better in it. It's more fun. It's more fun. Lion King seems a bit, oh, my dad's dead. How's your dad doing? Still dead. Shall we hang out? I can't get quite past the fact my dad's dead. Let's go back and kill Jeremy Irons. I'm just like, I can't get on board with it.
At the Timon and Pumbaa point where they were like, it means no worries, you didn't feel at that point that it was like, oh, this is the time.
No,
This is the time. It's all happy and go lucky. It's probably not going to get any more
We
than
were
this.
still just watching the film, you know. I love how he's like, I just can't wait to be king. Is such a good bit when it's just like, I just can't wait to be king. Well, he's dead, but you know, and that is why you're wrong, Mr. Borton. Why? I think I might have missed, but like, it's just the film is fine. The film is fine. The musical is probably going to be amazing. The musical is incredible as I understand it, but like,
did you miss the whole main part of the Lion King that is like, there are lots of heavy parts of the Lion King.
You understand?
I mean, I can.
I wasn't just sitting there champing at the bit, waiting to kiss her like this until there was a bit.
That's not the story you've presented here tonight. I will say that. But
what's that? That I was.
That you were not champing at the bit to do.
Well,
so.
no. Well, I wasn't just like, is it now? Is it now? Is it now? Is it now? It wasn't like that.
There is literally a song called "Can You Feel the Love Tonight."
Oh yeah, I should have done it for that.
Yeah,
that would have been good. I don't think...
I would say lots of opportunities not to kiss in the Lion King. Lots of opportunities to kiss in the Lion King. The onus is on you. Lion King rules.
Lion King is a totally reasonable film. It's totally fine. It is neither amazing nor shit. It is as baseline as it comes, and I could have gone in for it, but as I say, I wasn't quite. Now I wouldn't hesitate. But back then, when I was 94,
You'd
I was
be like, oh look, the Disney castle.
I was yeah, but oh look, the inside of my car, you know. But like when I was 17, you remember like it's like there is literally a song called "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." By the way, you do know that I've never seen this film before. Captain Retrospect. You know, like hindsight is 2020. I've known this film for 30 years, and I've had time to work on this. Remember, I'm sitting there watching it for the first time and enjoying it for the first time. She's like, I'm enjoying this. Like, but nice try though, Mike. Good work. Obvious choice retrospectively of when to lean in. Correct. But when you're watching it there, and also I've always had this feeling like if you lean in and try and kiss, and she's like, well, I don't.
Then you got the rest of the movie
to sit through. In that awkwardness of like I tried to do that and failed. That's weird. Don't you think? You've got to be careful. Now I'd be, with the wisdom of a few more years, I'm more into kind of like taking shots like that. You know, not throwing away my shot.
With the wisdom of years, you would be at a bar rather than at the cinema.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Absolutely. Definitely. What was that? What was I thinking? Mind you, at 17. We weren't going to a bar.
It was a very different movie for you, seeing it in the cinema, than it was for me, I would say.
Yes, I would say that's true,
yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the first... No, it wasn't. That's not true, because they re-released a bunch of them in preparation for The Lion King. It was one of the first new Disney movies that I saw in the cinema.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen the live action remake of it. I wonder what that's like.
No, I haven't seen that either. I saw the live action Jungle Book, which was fine.
Yeah. I didn't see that. I saw the live action Aladdin, which I really enjoyed. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I appreciate your desire, Mike, to wind me up and try and use what you perceive to be empirical facts to try and win an argument which doesn't exist. But once again, unfortunately, you're wrong. If you'd have been a 17-year-old, I mean, when you have your first kiss, Mike, maybe you'll feel slightly different. You know? But when that time comes... You know, I'll be sure to remind you of all the things you did wrong. But we may never see that day. That day may never come, Mike. But anyway, on that note,
Bum bum. The scene shifts to the coroner's office. So dark. How did this one die? It was a sick burn, Briscoe.
3rd degree.
It was a sick burn, Briscoe.
Right.
On that note,
yes, let's go.
Speaking of burns,
yes,
and karma,
yes.
Would you like to preamble the video that I will play?
Yes. Well, I've only just. Oh no, reading the wrong bit. So it's Pride Month.
It is,
and everybody loves Pride.
Ooh, Pride Month.
We are very, very supportive of that, obviously. But I have to say, Jeremy, that there are still cunts in the world,
absolutely,
who aren't always supportive.
There are too many cunts.
Too many cunts. Too many cunts. Yes, some even in the stream, you know. But in this case, you've picked out something that went viral about a situation on a boat, motherfucker. Now, do you want to show this?
Yeah, I'm sure some of you will have seen this in general as well. But yeah, we'll play the video and then we'll come back.
Yes.
There's no sound.
It's on TikTok.
It is. So there was sound, but it was copyrighted music. And
Okay, so as we understand it...
So these dickheads, seeing the pride flags on the boat that the filmer is on, were being outrageous homophobes and flipping them off and shouting gay and all kinds of nonsense.
Yes.
And yeah, check this out now. What the fuck has happened to them, eh?
That's it. So what's happened is some people were displaying the pride flag.
Oh man, I love that. Look at this. Look at this emote that Hannah's made. I want to click on my thingy.
That is gorgeous. Oh, by the way, I was trying to make a little pride emote
squirrel
during the week, but I didn't have an opportunity to do so.
There you go.
Instant karma's going to get you.
Absolutely instant karma.
So yes, some homophobic assholes were basically donutting it around the boat with the pride flag on, flipping them off and calling them gay and all these terrible slurs, and then because of their motions round and round and round, they fucked up their boat and set it on fire, and they had to be rescued by the people in the boat with the pride flag.
Yeah. Like if you after we're finished here, go and find the tweet thread and just read everything through, and like the person just answers people's questions like, oh, how were they acting when you rescued them and they put them on the boat? They didn't talk to us.
I bet you they didn't. But that is such a... I would leave those fuckers in the sea. Now, I know that's a reasonable thing to do, but then, you know, these people... When you're... you know, sometimes you want to help these people out. Cause...
I thought that as well. No, and not in the interest of helping them out. Absolutely, fuck those guys. But as a person on the sea,
yes,
there are maritime laws.
Oh, okay.
And it is a maritime law that you must help a person.
You were like a maritime
need.
Lawyer?
No, I just read the thread.
Okay, fair enough.
Maritoya. You must help a person in need. So had they not helped the homophobic dickheads,
yes,
they would have been prosecuted, which would not have helped.
I mean, it's a high road. Sometimes, you know, you go to... Also, if you know this is going to be on a video, you're just like, we are showing the high road here, as hard as it is. They set their boat on fire. What pricks? I don't know how hard it is, but the amount of times I've ever heard that a boat was on fire that's the only time.
I mean, it's in water. How the fuck does something in water catch on fire?
Homophobes can get in the sea, except they do it themselves. I love that. And just using the modify a single emote to redeem, but would definitely be up for it to make some emotes if I can work out how to do it properly. I was going to try and make an always be chatting pride emote, but I couldn't quite work it, and I was going to get someone on Fiverr to do it. And then I thought I can do it myself. And I went and looked around online for it, but I couldn't quite find it. But I really do want to.
Do you just want the letters A, B, C in a rainbow?
Either that, or I'll talk about it afterwards.
I was going to say, because it sounds like a 3.5 minute job.
It really will be. Yeah. I just didn't have the stuff to do it.
We'll do it. We'll do it while drinking into the night after the stream.
Let's do that. Yeah, this is crazy shit, the things that go viral. Wouldn't it be funny if it was an act of God to tell the homophobes to shut up and he gave humans free will for a reason? Yes! Hey, that's, you know, as usual.
Nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely nailed it.
I want a Pride Godzilla. Oh man, a Rainbow Godzilla would be epic.
You know they'll just... That would be amazing. I mean, by the way, I just love colour. Absolutely love colour. When I see all these colour, like all the rainbow stuff, I'm like, this is just...
I think the thing I like the most about Pride Month is all of the butthurt it brings out in the dickheads of the world.
Yeah.
Like, I don't normally like reading trolley dickhead stuff, but when it's just like complaining about absolutely nothing and things that doesn't affect me in any way, I'm like, yeah, you guys are fucking pricks.
I know. I just like...
And I get some satisfaction in their weird disappointment.
I mean, this is the thing. It's like God gave humans free will for a reason, and then they all turn around and say, well, it's my free will, so I can say hateful shit. And it's like, yeah, but we still have a social contract, so don't be dicks about it, you know. But, there's always, even everything. Sometimes when I read the Facebook comments all the time, I can't remember what it was I was reading the other day, but someone took an opportunity. Everyone takes an opportunity just just be vile, despicable humans. And I'm like, just be kind. Can't you just be kind? God also said, love your neighbour, which is something they forget. Yeah, right, so there's loads of things that God says which are lovely, and they're like, yeah, but God also said this shit that's convenient to me. So
let's focus on the thing that the confirmation bias that's right the fuck here, and not all the other stuff.
People only want to see, only want to see what supports their argument. You're absolutely right. Such a good way to put it. Brings out all the butthurt from all the dickheads in the world.
That's what it does.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. Why do they get a month?
Because we get every other fucking month.
Yeah.
And that month too.
We've got the other. Yeah.
Which doesn't.
We don't cease to exist.
No,
because it's fucking
it's not
June.
mutually exclusive. We still get to. We still get to be.
And I actually like the kind of pridey kind of rainbow effect that's going on the wall behind. As well as.
With a bit of effort, I could make my stuff a bit rainbowy at home.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I've had issues with the faith ever since God got pinned by One Punch Man.
He let you down.
Maybe we should do one of those. Maybe we should have a rematch at the next
Pridomania.
Pridomania's running wild. Stardust LEDs.
And we'll put a sparkle filter on your camera so that you sparkle the entire time.
I love all this shit. I really do. Like, I'm down with that. I love all this shit. So, I'm not opposed to any of this stuff. I love this stuff anyway. I'm still BWC champion. I'd love a rainbow hoodie. I love lots of colours. I would have more colours than just red. I'd have all colours of hoodies. It's strange, really, how you think you wouldn't get away with some things, Because I think I'd rock a pink hoodie, but just like part of me doesn't want to wear a pink hoodie. Like I want to prefer to wear a red hoodie. But stuff like that, I think I could rock any colour of hoodie. Colours are for everyone. I dig it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to change your background colours to be more rainbowy for the month, then a pink hoodie would be cool.
What a colour.
But if you wore a pink hoodie with your normal colours, you'd kind of blend into the background.
That would be weird. That wouldn't work at all. Maybe I can get a rainbow hoodie in the time, in the now. You're still BWC champion. Well, the Punisher is, and you are our network embodiment.
You cosplay as the BWC champion, but you are not the BWC champion. Do you have a belt?
Yeah,
I think you do.
We should get a belt. We're going to make a belt. Tom, let's make a belt.
Make it out of cereal boxes and duct tape.
I used to have.
They're the best championships.
We used to run a championship with like SmackDown, whatever the latest SmackDown was, called the Total Wrestling Alliance Tour. And so we had the Twat heavyweight belts and the Twat tag team belts, and I made them just out of cardboard and foam letters. How to make a wrestling belt IRL. We can do it on stream.
I mean, my answer in making a belt for the main roster was to throw my money at someone, and then they
look good, though.
They did it. Yeah,
does look good.
Although not for the next 3 months that I don't own it. It doesn't look good. It looks shit until I get it back.
I always worry about wearing rainbows in case LGBT people feel like I'm stealing their thing.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
I kind of have that issue. Like there's an LGBT plus tag on Twitch, and I see people who are not
fitting in that,
like not LGBT plus using it, and I'm like I present a space that is safe for members of the LGBT plus community.
Yes,
but I don't feel comfortable using that tag because that's not me, and I don't feel like me co-opting.
I think I think you can get an ally tag
helpful.
now because you're
ally is cool.
Yes,
yeah, I'm 100% an ally, but for me to use the tag, I would find disingenuous, and it's much the same kind of. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like last year when there was the clap for the NHS and all that kind of thing, and they had the rainbow part of it, and that upset some people in the LGBTQIA plus community. I don't know where I feel on it.
There was a woman as part of the LGBT etc. community who was putting together a piece of art, and it was taking photos of anyone that identified within that community in the hope to take all these photos. I don't know, I want to say it's 50,000. It was a lot of, maybe it can't be that much. Maybe it's like 5,000.
To then bring them together to make another thing?
No, it was actually...
I love that shit.
It wasn't that, but individually it was going to be at the Lincoln Memorial. So it was in America, and they were going to do each of these things. And in order to sponsor every one of them, it would cost like, I don't know, a tenner to do it. So they're selling t-shirts at 20, just to kind of like, so if you bought a t-shirt, you were specifically sponsoring someone's photograph to be put up. So I bought one. And it's an amazing t-shirt. I haven't worn it for ages, mainly because like t-shirts eventually get a bit worn out. I can't remember what it was. It's black and white writing. It looks super cool, but I wore that all the time because they were very clear. They were like, we want people who don't identify as that but are allies to that cause, and I wore that.
Yeah.
And loved that, and I loved being part of it, and I loved wearing it because it looked super cool. I should wear that more. Yeah. It's very black. It's not. I mean, it doesn't work in the summer. It doesn't work in the summer, but it is a good t-shirt.
Well, that's the thing about Pride Month, in that every business comes out with a rainbow-coloured logo, and it's like, did you really give a shit before this was a thing you can use for marketing?
Waiting for that moment.
I don't know. It's yeah.
But anyway, colours. I'm up for it.
Colours are cool anyway.
I can't wear any hoodies at the moment anyway, hence why I'm wearing this, because it's too darn hot. I have too many black t-shirts. I only just got that one. We Are You. It says We Are You on it. It's kind of a big, very inclusive, really great t-shirt. I wonder where that went ahead. I should really look that up, because I don't know whether that art exhibition or that thing actually took place.
Well, they actually raised the funds for it.
Yeah. Well, it was good. It was an American thing.
The Conservatives posted in support of it on Twitter. My God.
Yeah.
That would be like Adolf Hitler coming out in support of like the Jewish like Passover or something.
Oh shit! I've lost.
You've lost Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. Oh, she's not.
She really loves that movie, by the way.
What, Tangled?
Yeah.
That's a great film.
Yeah. It's the only movie that she's wanted to watch multiple times. Is Tangled.
I remember watching Tangled, and I really enjoyed Tangled. I think I enjoyed Tangled more than Frozen. And then I got into a kind of an argument with Duncan over that.
I think I like them equally.
They're both really good. They're both really good.
No, I haven't. I haven't introduced my daughter to The Lion King yet, on grounds of the harrowing death in it.
She'd want a cake.
She would want a cake.
She'd want a cake.
Yeah. I saw someone claiming that the Tories are pro-LGBT because equal marriage went through under a Tory government. All right. Should we do a Venn diagram? Would that help?
Oh man.
Stuff that the Tories have supported that is pro-LGBT. Stuff that they have deliberately hammered through that is not pro-LGBT.
Well, quite.
Yeah, right. But this is not a political stream, and I don't even politics. So let's move the fuck on from that.
What do you want to move on to?
Shall we?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you say what do you want to move on to, but with what we have left, if we do our normal order, unless we're going to fuck things up and be crazy and not do Am I the Arsehole at the end.
We will do Am I the Arsehole at the end.
Yeah. Are we going to, or should we fuck things up and be crazy?
I think people like routine.
Yeah, but we want to trigger them.
Yes, that's true. But then I want to trigger them, but not at the cost of the balance of the podcast, as it were.
Fair
I think
enough.
they might be.
So
I think we might be cutting our own nose off to spite our.
So it returns to my previous point then, that we only have one choice.
Well, we could just call an audible and hate's gonna hate.
Okay, or we could
just.
Let's do this. We haven't done this in ages.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay, in that case, let's call an audible. Let's call an audible.
Omaha.
And go into the segment that we like to call the Cool Wall.
Bow, bow, cool wall. It totally isn't ripped off.
So, as the sting suggests, this is the Cool Wall.
Yeah.
You can throw things at us, and we will put it onto our imaginary, soon to be not imaginary, probably will always be imaginary wall.
Well said.
Under the categories of hap, nap, mega hap, or mega nap.
Yes, you have to make any subject you want.
Absolutely anything.
Drop it into chat.
Get our opinion on it. It will be classified on the wall. The caveat is, we must agree. If we cannot agree, if I hate it and he loves it, it ain't going on the wall at all.
Yeah.
We must come to consensus.
So, The Lion King, presumably you think is mega hap, or at least hap.
It's hap.
We might get that on the wall because it's still hap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh, that was an easy one.
Yeah, because I don't hate it. I
No.
just don't, there's very little Disney I despise.
There you go.
I don't know if there's any Disney I truly hate.
I don't like Aladdin. Aladdin isn't getting on the
You
wall.
really don't like
I don't
Aladdin?
like Aladdin. No.
Wow.
I couldn't even tell you why. I don't like it.
I dig it. It's strange these things appeal in some ways. Dubba derp.
Welcome, Dubba Derp.
Dubba derp.
How you doing? Homophobes are mega nap. Well, yes, that goes without saying.
Yes.
They don't even dignify being on a wall. That's how.
Yeah, and there's like racist, terrible people, awful people of all different stripes. Yes, of course.
We don't need to even contemplate that one.
Yeah, murderers aren't cool either.
No.
You know.
No. As much as some of them have a cult following and people do think that they're cool. Yeah.
I was going to say liquid nitrogen. The
What's your
categories are
opinion?
not cool versus no cool.
What's your opinion on Chick-fil-A? Now that's a good question, and this is the perfect forum to discuss that.
Now, do you know Dubba Derp?
Dubba Derp is a follower of mine. Yes.
Oh, hello, Dubba Derp.
Yes. First time on Don't Get Me Started though. Welcome.
Very welcome. I didn't know. Sometimes when people come in, I don't know if they are new or if they are existing.
That is the problem with a wide-ranging network of people. They follow some people and not others.
Well, welcome in.
But this is Always Be Chatting. You should follow him.
Oh yeah.
And he will get a little bling under his name over there.
If you feel like there you go. Oh, look at that.
Jaeger's perfect.
Smooth operator. If you feel like you are getting value, definitely drop me a follow if you feel like that inclined. What do we feel about Chick-fil-A? Now that's an American chicken restaurant.
It is. It's like a KFC.
Have you been to a Chick-fil-A?
I have been to a Chick-fil-A once. Yes, against my better judgment. Because do you know the story of Chick-fil-A?
I don't.
So Chick-fil-A are a massive brand of they are on par with KFC in the States.
Right.
But their governance, whatever you want to call it, their ownership, their CEOs, etc., are massively anti-LGBT.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I think I know where this is
going. And they donate money, profits from Chick-fil-A to I can't remember the specifics, but they donated to what's that awful thing they used to do to gay people.
Oh, kind of like what?
With the shock therapy and the religion and...
to kind of effectively get it out of their system and get rid of it.
Yeah, it's re something.
I don't know what it is, but I know what it is. I know what it is, but I don't know.
Same kind of meaning as rehabilitation, but...
Yeah.
Conversion therapy, that's it.
Right.
I don't know where I got re from. Yeah. They donated to a group that did conversion therapy.
Now.
So they are very, openly anti-LGBT, and
I'm definitely not going now.
So,
Els is like,
and
I
so
never went there.
Where I went, it was because I was taken there, and I didn't want to make a fuss amongst.
According to my quick Wikipedia, they have now stopped donating to anti-LGBT charities.
Okay, well, too little too late as far as I'm concerned. Having been there under these circumstances and bitten my tongue very heavily, the food was fine. The best thing about Chick-fil-A was the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Okay.
That is sheer perfection. At least
that is fair, Mike.
At least they have seen the light, or perhaps they have seen the effect being outrageous dickheads may have on their
profit margin.
I think that is the more likely thing.
What company just went? Do you know what? Shall we go? shall we go for the homophobic dollar? I mean, homophobes need chicken too, Jez. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Republicans buy sneakers too.
Yeah. Yeah. I really didn't like In-N-Out Burger. Really?
Never been to In-N-Out Burger.
I'd love to go to an In-N-Out Burger.
But I don't think they're, as far as I know,
as I understand
In-N-Out Burger are not massively homophobic, anti-LGBT, etc. What's your favourite hidden menu item? Not sure what you mean by a hidden menu item.
Let's deal with the first thing, putting it or not putting it on the wall and all that sort of stuff.
I would put not LGBT. I would put Chick-fil-A on the wall as a mega nap.
Okay, I will support that, having no real knowledge of it, but I will support, from everything we've said.
Yeah,
for
their opinions and their past history alone, their food does not redeem them. I would have been in a real quandary if I'd have gone there and I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten. Oh my god, how am I gonna rationalize this? But it wasn't. The sauce was fine, and it's close to the the sauce that you get in KFC here. The
okay, yeah.
the like, I can't remember what it is. It's like a special mayo. It was nice. It wasn't, I'm happy for them to fuck up a massive community of people's lives. Nice.
Yeah, what's your favourite hidden items, like secret items? Like when we did the dodeca cheese drawn, and before that, the other items that you can put
things
together.
That are not written on the menu, but you can order.
You can order things and take bits out and add things.
Like McDonald's has a hidden menu item called the Land, Air and Sea, which is a burger that has a beef patty, a chicken patty, and a fish fillet. Okay.
No, this is exactly. I was going to mention this, Dubba because that's the one that when we were thinking of things to make me eat, the Land, Air and Sea burger was the one.
Candidate, wasn't it?
Was a candidate.
Yeah.
It had come up on various lists I'd read. You have to appreciate, Dub, that we don't. It's not a big thing in England to have these things.
No, and in fact, they don't really have hidden menu items.
No.
They're quite bullish about the fact, no, it's not on the menu, so we're not fucking making it.
And so you'd have to order those things yourself and deconstruct it, reconstruct it, which is
Yeah.
totally fine. You can do that.
Because for the longest time, McDonald's didn't have the double quarter pounder here.
Right.
And they would not allow you to just have a quarter pounder and add another burger to it. So, no, there is no way you can have a double quarter pounder. Go and fuck yourself. So yeah, hidden menu items are not as much of a thing here.
We are hidden menu items. The one we've made, which is the dodeca cheese.
We make our own. Yeah, I pushed that through on your vote of what to eat with all of the channel points I had,
and then we name it.
And then I think Tamsin named it in the end.
Good name.
I think that's where the credit goes. The dodeca cheese drawn.
Yes.
Is a combination of 4 triple cheeseburgers.
Yes.
Which is a thing that doesn't exist in the States.
Right.
So that is bun, 12 burgers with cheese in the middle, and any, pickles and onions or whatever that comes in a burger, and then the bun on the bottom. You had one.
I did.
I then, having gone, this is great. I'm going to
have one.
I had one live on stream. That was fantastic. I will be doing that again.
Oh, that's good.
And I will beat my time. That's going to happen.
Look forward to that.
I suppose you could call that a hidden menu item. Or 3 quadruple. But that's the thing. I had just when I did the dodeca cheese run, I had just started my calorie counting diet, which really didn't end well, and not available on there was the triple cheeseburger.
Right.
But they had the double cheeseburger, so I just put 5 double cheeseburgers on it instead.
Oh, okay. 5
which was
doubles.
wrong. It should have been 6.
Should have been 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I fucked that up.
Wait. So you put 6? Wait. Did you not have enough burgers?
No, I ordered the burger fine.
Right.
I statistically counted it wrong because I did put 5 in. I remember that. So I did that bit wrong.
My sandwich.
It wasn't actually 1,800 calories for the burger. After all, it would have been over 2,000. Cool, good stuff.
You can
lost weight anyway.
London. America's amazing. I love America. If I could go to all of America, I would. Nothing makes me think I don't want to go to America.
It's like many countries. In fact, it's like every country that I've ever visited. The place is excellent.
Yeah.
A lot of the people are excellent.
Yes.
There are dickheads there.
Yeah.
And that's the case everywhere. There are dickheads everywhere. It's not specific to one country. You just need to mitigate the dickhead as much as possible.
I can't eat a dodeca cheese drawn. I want to lose weight. Well, yes. Received wisdom is that dodeca cheese drons are not conducive to losing weight.
They are not.
But they are not a common occurrence, right? They're not something we have every week. No. It's not difficult to knock this out of your diet if it's not currently in your diet, right? It's like I have to say, Jeremy, I don't have to cut down on the 0 dodeca cheese drons I have every week. I can go from 0 to 0, without too much hardship. Yes.
And Goblin Tea Power, you're spot on. We live in one of the worst places on the planet.
We really
anyway,
do. We really do. It's terrible.
I don't think we, as the United Kingdom, have any place judging anything that happens.
In fairness, there are war-torn countries around the globe which obviously make us feel like we're living in fucking Hobbiton, right? But generally speaking, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I've basically dropped any takeaway. Good choice.
Look at our government.
Yeah. Love it.
Getting political again.
What are you drinking there?
I am on the Kraken now.
Yeah. Nice.
Because I don't know how I've got calories left today, but I do. So I'm using them on
I
rum.
dig it.
That's how I roll.
I'm Jaeger. The diet I am on, if I can call it a diet, is the, and it's worked for me in the past, is the omelette and wine diet, and it means I eat omelettes, and
And you complain a lot.
yeah. I can't believe I've got another omelette.
Complaining drops 100 calories a second.
Drop in takeaway is a good thing.
Yes. No, I mean, I've pretty much dropped any takeaway. That said, I had a McDonald's at the shopping mall because there really wasn't any other option if I wanted to eat. And I may have...
Could have done Yo Sushi. I don't know if you're into that.
There wasn't a Yo Sushi in the food court at Blue Water.
There's gone.
No. There were other options. Like, surprisingly, KFC would have been the healthier option, but I didn't do that.
So from tomorrow, I start my healthy eating for my wedding. So today, to make the most of it, I've had a Mackey's breakfast, chocolate for lunch, and KFC for dinner. Good work.
Can still have KFC on a lot of diets because it's cooked in oil, but it's mostly just meat. So you can get away with it. But yeah, live your best life. You enjoy that.
That is it. You know, this week, the part of the reason I drank on, I was watching Community, and there was just a bit in the Community episode I was watching where they were just like, do what you want, drink what you want, eat what you want. I thought, I'm getting a bottle of wine. And that was basically all it took.
I mean, that is a fantastic message.
It's a great message.
But then, you know...
But then
all you have to do is look at yourself on camera and go, oh yeah, there's still a little bit still to go.
There's always a little bit still
I
to go.
don't feel as, like, I don't hate myself as much now for this than I did 6 weeks ago. I was pretty horrified watching myself on stream and seeing the massive dough belly that I had.
This is the thing we have, is like, you want to live whatever life you want. Life is short, so let's just fucking party and eat and drink because it's too short to worry about that shit. Yeah. Then also you think, I also want to look sexy as fuck. So that's the ultimate balancing act, isn't it?
Yeah. But I'm hoping that next week, my main hap will be that I will have hit my first weight loss target.
Milestone.
Yeah.
Love it.
Aiming to be under 100 kilos for the first time since I was like 16, I guess. I don't know. Don't even know. But yeah.
Welcome in, Miss Ice Lady. Thanks for joining us. You're in time. We're just doing the cool wall, and we're going to go into Am I the Arsehole very shortly. Yeah. Anybody else want to suggest something for the cool wall? Yeah, we need to debate.
I might not have mentioned that they have to suggest things.
Oh, you have to suggest. I
described what it was, but I may have missed that important line of you suggest things.
Well, Dubba Dirt got it.
And we put it on the wall. Dubba Dirt did get it. Absolutely on topic. Well done. Good job.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome in, Miss Ice Lady.
Acronyms, just for jazz.
It is great to see you. Thank you, Jaeger, for shouting her out. Acronyms. Yeah, I dropped on Crosswords and Chill yesterday how much I hate acronyms. I'm not sure this has ever come up in conversation before. I can't stand acronyms.
Really? Why can't you stand acronyms?
Because, like, the whole idea of acronyms is that it saves you time talking. Or some bullshit. I don't even understand the point of acronyms. Just say the fucking words! It's not difficult.
I mean, so let's have an example of an acronym that, I mean, all acronyms have now gone out of my brain.
Yeah, me too.
But PIN is an acronym for personal identification number, right? For your PIN.
Yes.
For the number that your PIN number. There we go.
Yeah. And it's mainly that, as Karis says, education has way too many acronyms. And there becomes a point where it just becomes somebody's talking jargon at you, and a sentence has more acronyms in it than anything else.
Okay, so only officially an acronym if it's pronounced as a word. Okay, there must be so many. Like laser. Doesn't laser stand for something?
Then maybe if that is the true legal definition, then maybe I don't hate acronyms. Is it abbreviations then? No?
We might have to look into this. Like, yeah, NASA is an abbreviation.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, like NATO is an abbreviation.
Yeah, you say that as a word.
You would say just NATO, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say...
But where people, instead of saying the actual thing...
Yeah, so SHIELD. SHIELD is an acronym, yeah.
But where instead of saying the actual thing, people will just say a string of letters and expect you to fucking know what that means.
I think
that does my head
I think jargon, which people presume that you know, is something that irritates the shit out of me. And when you get into a meeting and someone's using the jargon and you're like... and everyone's expecting you to know what they're talking about. And
If you say the letters, it's called an initialism. Well, that's what I hate then. I hate initialisms. And I've never heard that word before.
if you say the letters, is that what the thing?
So like GCSE.
Oh right. Oh, I see.
Not that I would ever say, general.
BRB.
But I say burb, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I don't hate an acronym.
Hooray!
I hate an initialism.
NFL.
Yeah.
That's an acronym, right?
Yeah, it is.
You would never
No, because that's an initialism. Because you don't say nuffle.
We need to look into this. So it's
I
not...
hate some things. I don't hate other things. Does that cover it?
Such is life. I always just thought acronyms were just... I mean, I guess...
I haven't thought through my hate as thoroughly as I had thought.
Let's get back to you. We'll get back to you. In my family, we all call each other by our initials. Do you hate us all? Yes. Tamsin.
Possibly, yeah.
You call yourselves by your... Don't you just call it by your first
What
names?
do you say? Hate. Yeah, this is the type of shit. HFRR. What the fuck? I don't know what any of these fucking things mean. UV. I know what that means. IR.
Infrared.
Depends what websites you're using for that one, I think.
I mean, if it doesn't seem to...
Please start saying nuffle. I do say nuffle.
Nuffle.
Hey, not since binge watching Phone Jacker in the late 2000s have I just pronounced everything as possible, and that's how I got over my main hatred for it. So you've got DHL, DHL, and whenever I get a delivery from UPS, I say ups.
Oh yeah, that makes
up.
sense.
It's an ups delivery. Nuffle for the NFL. Yeah. What else is there? Oh yeah. You played the puss.
The what?
You played the puss.
The puss.
The PlayStation. The puss. If you like the puss, you must stroke the puss. If you haven't seen Phone Jacker, you're missing out. I love Phone Jacker so much. What's the guy's name? Kayvan Novak.
Is that the guy who's like, good evening?
Hello. I'm calling from your bank.
That is one of the funniest things.
There is a pigeon stuck in your bank account. I just require your sort code and account number, and we will release the pigeon, close up the bank account, and go about our day. Cousin Benson will open the vault, will enter your bank account, will remove the pigeons, and everything will be okay. The dooved, yeah.
Doofda.
Doovda.
Wouldn't work in Miss Ice Lady's family. 3 of her sisters' initials spell cat. Like, is that the situation, Tamsin, that you, when I was at Breaks, and Ellie knows this, is that I was Alex, and the guy that sat next to me who did the same job as me was Alex, so we couldn't be called Alex or shorten it to Al. So I was AB, and he was AT, and so we just got called that.
That's nonsense.
All the time.
Yeah.
And so after AT left and moved and went to Canada, where he is now, I still, when I was working there, got called AB. And I'm like, you can just call me Alex. There is not another Alex.
To be fair, you're the only Alex I call Alex.
I like that.
Every other Alex I've given a different name to.
When I came to where I work now...
Look at this. My brother used to work with someone called Weird Mark. We now call him Weirder Mark.
Shush, Alan.
So, Tamsin, just to get this clear, are you telling me that some members of your family call you TT? Because that sounds massively derogatory.
2 T's there.
TT. I'm going to call you Titty from now on.
Let's see how that works.
Let's see how long that lasts.
TLGT. Thank lots. Good Thursday. That show that never made it in the 90s.
No.
Yeah, AB. And even when I moved to my new job, one of the old people from Breaks came across and starts working where I work now, and he saw me and he's like, AB! And I'm like, no. No one calls me that here. They all call me by my actual fucking name. And it was hardly difficult, to get past that. But
have you ever known someone that you only have ever called them by their nickname?
Yes.
And they don't want that nickname, and they tell a bunch of their new friends that their name is their actual name. and then when you turn up, you just come and smash their
You just
world.
come and go, hey, it's such and such.
Yeah.
We knew a guy whose surname, whose name is Adam, and he's straight edge. And when I say straight edge, yes, indeed, I'm writing the various things that make you straight edge, which is like no casual sex, no alcohol, vegetarian, no drugs.
This is a very, very extended version of straight edge.
Suffice to say, it's largely irrelevant kind of it. One of the things that he did as straight edge was he was vegetarian. No meat did he eat.
Yeah. That's just vegetariar and straight edge, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, certainly, and I would go so far, but it does not help the story, which is to say that he, for whatever reason, went out on a limb, and it may not have even been a straight edge thing. It might have been that he was straight edge, and on top of that, he was also a vegetarian. But regardless of how you phrase it, that's what he did.
Sounds like a real dull guy.
He's all right, actually, but like, suffice to say, he didn't do that, but he felt it was okay to be a vegetarian, but as to kind of like offset that, he did love a cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Oh, get in the sea.
Right, so as a result, people called him a nickname.
I thought you were going to say, like, but eats fish.
No, right,
And
it's
like,
better than you thought.
Because you get lots of vegetarians like, I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish. I'm like, okay, that makes no fucking sense.
But
I will accept
yeah, it's one of those things. No, he was a vegetarian that would occasionally eat. I mean, maybe when he was drunk. I really don't want to get into the weeds in this story. The bottom line
like
is...
a person that'll have a cigarette when they're drunk.
Yeah, right. So,
but if they're straight edge, how do they get drunk enough to have the McDonald's cheeseburger?
oh, maybe it wasn't that, but maybe it was just like maybe
Just
it
get
wasn't.
so fucking high on life. And he needs a
He just had
McDonald's
to have a
cheeseburger.
McDonald's. Like, by the way, can I just say, and he's not going to be watching. This guy was not a close friend of mine, so the nitty gritty of this, the
Really?
he's all right. He's a good guy.
This guy did not,
But, like,
immediately radiate to you. And like,
I must
hey,
hang out with you more. Actually,
this guy doesn't drink. He doesn't
really fucked me
smoke.
off
He
one
doesn't
time.
do drugs. He doesn't drink.
I mean, I
he
don't
doesn't
do drugs,
Drink
but-
meat. I was about to say he doesn't eat meat.
But suffice to say, the point is, I was an acquaintance of his and not privy to the various aspects of this. But the bottom line of it is because of his amusing, definitely a vegetarian, but occasionally I have the odd wink, cheeky cheeseburger. They decided to call him Cheeseburger Adam. And that was his nickname. Now, your question was, have you ever had someone who didn't like the nickname? The thing about Adam was, he didn't know that was his nickname. That his amusing McDonald's affliction, as it were, or obsession when the time came, had caused him by his very good friends to call him Cheeseburger Adam. And then one time at my house we did a Blood Bowl day where like 10 or 12 of us all got together for a big Blood Bowl tournament, which doesn't really need explaining, but we got together for a big tournament around my house, and everybody knew that Adam's nickname was Cheeseburger Adam, but we knew that he didn't know, so we don't say it to his face, we say it behind his back. Unfortunately, one guy didn't know that was the thing, so when Adam came around...
There is an advert exactly like this at the moment, playing on American TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Adam turned up, and then he came in, and this guy we know, I think it was Stu, just going, "Oh, Adam! Of course, Cheeseburger Adam!" And he was like, "What?" Like that, and everyone was like, "No, what are you talking about? So, what are you talking about? We're just like, we must have you confused with someone else. Because you would never eat a cheeseburger, obviously, Adam." And that was a cheeseburger. So, yeah, no, I've never... Massive damage control, Cheeseburger Adam. But...
Karis, people used to try and give me nicknames all the time, but none of them have ever really stuck. When I first met Karis, there were some people who were trying to make the nickname stick. Kerwin, the Angry Dwarf. That was what they were trying to make stick. I'm like, well, that's never going to stick.
It's not going to stick. It doesn't. It's too long.
Yeah.
I love it. Ellie, I went through the whole of high school being called Melon. Even now, someone from school will see me and yell, "Melon!" at me in the middle of a shot. Why were you called Melon? Because L's is Ellie. So maybe Ellie, L, Melon?
Ellen the Melon?
Ellen the Melon? Ellie the...
Kerwin the Dwarf of Darkness. Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's much better. That's much shorter and more curt. I can see why that...
Two of my friends have nicknames. That's Curly and my friend Hank. I didn't know that Hank wasn't his name. I knew that Curly wasn't really called Curly. That was fine. That was known to me.
I got there. See? Ellen the Melon.
If my actual name is Ellen the Melon. But I hate it, so I go by Ellie.
Well, you're going by Melon now. Shouldn't have told us that.
I think Ellie's... I don't know.
You done fucked up. I like Ellen and I like Ellie.
Yeah.
I like both those names. Not that it matters what my opinion on the person's name is. Who gives a fuck?
But you know.
Sorry, guy. I don't like your name. You can go fuck yourself.
Change my Twitch username. We know who you are, but then we won't be able to like welcome you in and say hi. We'll eventually know who you are. Thank you for sharing. That may have been a mistake. And I have all my nicknames ready to go, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to make a mistake like Melon did. Otherwise, we wouldn't be there. But I don't know. Melon doesn't sound so bad. I got called Muller Rice.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, that makes okay. Sure.
Because of her maiden name.
Yeah.
I had 2 nicknames in school, says Jaeger, and if he's got any sense, he won't
say
share
them. I want everyone to share their nicknames.
Everyone. I've never had a nickname.
Oh, I would
other than oi, dickhead, or fuck off, cunt. That's the other one.
I will say that my nickname, and obviously the moment I say this sort of stuff, Mike Harmstone will never let it go. But when I was like in the when I'm not giving you ammunition, we don't need it. Don't worry, we'll be fine. We're good on our own.
Ridicule you, independent of such.
Ice.
Yeah.
Ice.
That's a great nickname, though.
Ice. That sounds like you're like Stone Cold, basically.
Dun 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 dun. What happened was one day Miss Ice Lady just walked up to someone in the street and gave them the Stone Cold Stunner, and since then she's been known as Ice.
She was an ice cold killer. One day she was walking along the road and she just capped someone in the back of the head, and they're like, "You're as cold as ice." Or maybe she just likes Foreigner. For Jez's enjoyment, at school and uni, I was Tebow or Tebow because 1, the names worked, and 2, I thought the quarterback was neat. So yes, because your father is Tom.
I can't ridicule that.
Because yes, if his Tebow's good. Because I at one point was Abo. You'll be known. You're unsurprised to learn that I was talking about how J-Lo, the singer J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, was shortened to that. So I was talking when we were at FODs at the time to people like Duncan the singer. What would it be like if we all had our names shortened to 1 letter and 2 letters, as it were? So I'd be so I was Abo.
I'd wait for any slight transgression that you ever made, and then I would call you Asbo.
You used to Tebow everywhere. He stole it from me.
My Welsh housemates would pronounce Bort's Bouts, and promptly nicknamed me Boutsy the Slag for no apparent reason. I mean, I don't know where Bouts... There's a bit of distance between Bouts and Slag. I don't know where those two things go together.
No apparent reason. Yes. Jinx. When my brother, their father, joined the RAF, people would call people names with an E at the end, like a kind of like Wixie, kind of like that sort of such and such E, but it doesn't...
Reading that in a Welsh accent. Yeah, here's the thing. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you carry on.
Carrie says that's a very Welsh nickname, and that's not the first time that's come up on this stream, because this does not speak well for your niece.
What is a very Welsh nickname? Boutsy the Slag.
Boutsy the Slag. Because everyone in Wales is something the something. It's your name, the job.
Because it was Lozzie the Fudge.
Yes, Lozzie the Fudge. So I don't want to know what work you were undertaking.
Well, she was getting large amounts of molten metal.
Ah, that's it.
And she was taking it from one place to another place to get rid of it.
You were some kind of farrier, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's the horse connection. It must have been the horseshoes and the farrier.
Yeah, you were getting rid of that, hence the slag.
Yeah.
My other Welsh housemate and her boyfriend then shortened to Boats because that's how they pronounce Borts.
Borts. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
One of my friends
Joins the steam.
Slagathor in school.
Slagathor. That's a great name.
That would be one you'd be proud of.
Yes.
If you got a nickname that you didn't like one of Captain Brilliant's friends went on a kind of, it wasn't a stag do, but it was a lads' holiday with some of the guys when we were at immigration. They all went, and they all got stupid nicknames that were outrageous. And this guy was like, yeah, well... Now, by the way, this guy talks an awful lot of bullshit. And this guy said, well, people around it, he said, they're all trying to pick nicknames for each other. You couldn't pick your own nickname. The point of this lad's holiday was that you were going to be the recipient of a shit, annoying nickname. And he was like, I'm going to call myself... He said, no, but you understand where I come from, said the guy. They call me Mad Dog.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Of course, A, of course they do. Sure they do. And B, none of these lads you're going on holiday with are going to support that. So he got called Tinkerbell. So, like, he was that. And by the way, he is not the kind of guy that can roll with the punches and go, that's it, that's me, I'm Tinkerbell. When anybody else, I'm Tinkerbell. He hasn't got that acceptance of him, so he just stewed the whole fucking time. And then he came back to immigration, and when everyone knew about it, everyone called him it there as well. So it would have died a death on the lad's holiday had it not been for the fact.
One of my two was Juggernaut. Oh, because you didn't own any jugs? Is that it?
Was it also printed on the back of your t-shirts? I mean, I never went on this thing, by the way, but yes, it was all printed on the back of the t-shirts. That's what you do, isn't it?
Whey! Lads, lads on tour. Knocking them back.
Whey, Dixie.
No, then it wasn't inspired enough.
The slag was ironic. I see.
Yeah, that doesn't work for the purposes of comedy, though, so I'll roll with what I was rolling with. Thank you very much.
He got drunk on Mad Dog and threw up everywhere else. That guy has done everything.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
MD 2020. God, that shit was
When playing
awful.
Rugby in school, I never lost a scrum. Did I miss what Jaeger's nickname was? Was it
Juggernaut?
Was Juggernaut. Oh, I see. Oh, that's a pretty good nickname.
It is. Which is why it probably didn't stick. It was too good.
People don't like nice nicknames. We had a guy at school who, I don't know why, no, his name was Stuart Freeman, and Freeman turned to Phlegm, right? His nickname was Phlegm for the entire time we were there. Stuart Freeman's nickname was Phlegm, so we called him Phlegm. I don't know, maybe he had a cold one day. I honestly don't know, but his nickname was Phlegm.
There was a guy that, I don't even want to say I knew him because I didn't, but a guy who was on the bus that I went to school on, who always sat at the back of the bus, was one of those god-awful fucking jock-like people. And his nickname was Phlegm, and it was because he could do this weird fucking chicken spit. Like, he could like put his teeth together like that, and he could like flick spit at people through his teeth. And so
Stop saying it.
So they called him Phlegm. What does he want us to stop saying, Melon? Is it Phlegm?
By the way, can I just say,
Phlegm?
when I used to work with Ellie,
Phlegmy, phlegmy, phlegm, phlegm. Blip, 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 blip.
we need her to still be here. Phlegm. Actually gagging now. Ellie came to us one day when we were all chatting at work, and we were talking about words we can't hear, and then she said,
you don't understand, there's a story. Well, I think we're hearing it.
There, she said, well, there might be
one of them.
No, well, the story. I don't know her story of why she doesn't like it. She may have told us at the time, but the point was, at the time, she revealed that there was one word she really hates, and so then we all set about saying it. So I said, what is it? I said, and then I just kept saying words which I presumed that people would dislike until I hooked on it. And I think I got it on the third go.
Like moist.
And I said, moist was the first one I went to. I said moist, and she was like, no, it's not a good word, but I don't like it. I can't remember the second one was, some other word, and then I just went phlegm, and she was like, blah. And I was like, oh, right, nailed it, good stuff. Panties.
Do people really like panties?
Such a creepy word. It's a really, I mean, maybe in America,
it's just it's creepy here.
It sounds
panties.
That's a word that Tamsin. I think I nearly cried. I thought it was funny, but then that was my raison d'etre being in breaks.
Your raison d'etre.
Yeah. It's got some raisins stuck in the side of a cake.
Have I told the story of the guy that I worked with that was shit scared of raisins?
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god. Right? So I'm working in a call centre, and we take our break. It's a call centre. There's no proper break area. So we just go and sit in the hallway, basically.
Yeah.
And this guy just randomly, we're just talking about fears, and this guy randomly shares that he is scared of raisins. And we're like,
oh, great.
No, you're not.
You can't be scared of raisins.
This is bullshit. You're not scared of raisins. Who the fuck is scared of raisins? Yeah, I'm scared of raisins. Actually, it's pretty much any like small food. I'm just like I can't with small food. And we were like, all right, whatever. And so, being that we're young and foolish, in the next break, someone actually put a raisin next to him, or put a raisin in the hallway preemptively and kind of managed where he would sit. and I can't even remember the guy's name, but they were like, "Hey, guy, there's a raisin next to you," and he fucking bolted. He got up, like he ran to the other side of the room. He was hyperventilating. He was sweating. He was like turned over, like just proper beside
Such
himself.
bullshit.
He was hyperventilating so much that he went to the toilet and threw up. Like he was so like outrageously beyond scared of a raisin, and no idea where that came from. Some fears I get, but
beyond all reasonable doubt.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
You punned the word reasonable and raisins.
That's what I did.
It was excellent
This
work.
is obviously bullshit. Do you know, I've met lots of people who are kind of like come up with some shit that they have presumed is cool about themselves, and they've had to kind of keep doing it for nonsense reasons. That guy was never ever worried about a raisin, but he had to keep it going then. What a stupid fucking thing. Like, how on earth has he got so much trauma from a raisin? Of course, he hasn't. He just thought it would be a cool thing to make him stand out and then had to stick to the plan.
Fun fact, in your phobia is the fear of raisins. Well, especially if it's a Garibaldi, because in your biscuit.
Like, imagine if you'd have brought him a Garibaldi.
If you like a lot of raisin in your biscuit, run like fuck.
And he did.
And he very much did. What is that?
How did it happen?
Arachibutryphobia?
Like arachnophobia.
A word. Fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth.
I bloody love peanut butter.
I like peanut butter too.
Just checking.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah.
I feel like we've missed some bits and pieces in this amazing stories of various people's nicknames, but
I
love
don't even know how we got here.
Panties and bitties.
Doesn't like those.
Doesn't like.
I was aware that Tamsin doesn't like bitties. So
Yeah, I think I'd heard that before.
I make a point of saying that whenever she sends any bitties.
I mean, obviously, there's no real words that kind of make me go, ugh. Although I have made it very clear I don't like synonyms for eating, so... But
that's true.
But that doesn't make me go, bleh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll discover it. Something you missed. There used to be two ladies called Sue in my old job. I nicknamed one Sue T and one Sweep.
Nice.
But like Sue was a character.
She was the third
show.
in that thing.
It was Sooty, Sweep, and Sue.
Yeah.
So one of them would have already been Sue.
Yeah.
Some bitties for you. Oh, Daddy Longlegs. I don't know what fears I have that. Oh, Daddy Longlegs make you want to run away?
I mean, I used to be shit scared of spiders when I was a kid, but now it's just like, no, you're gonna die, mate. It's not a fear. It's a if you interlope on my property, it is the end of you.
Right. Yeah.
But Daddy Longlegs, not so much. Yeah.
Oh, that is very weird. The only thing I have for that is I don't like stuff like wolfing down food. I don't like that either. But not as bad as like noshing.
Anthropomorphizing the eating of food.
I think it's just that concept. He hates terms like chow down.
Yeah.
Chow down is from
nosh.
Nosh is the one.
Nom.
Oh, I hate nom.
Nom.
Nosh. Tuck in.
Tuck in.
Alex, yeah, nosh. By the way, I took a video. I was watching. I think it's Men in Black International. It's got Tessa Thompson in it, and
it is
who's the guy's Thor?
The third Men in Black movie.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth is.
Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
Yeah. Scran. That's a good one. I like that.
Don't really. Scran doesn't trigger me.
Scran is a Geordie colloquialism.
Yeah. Nosh. She gets onto a subway, and then these little bug things come out, and they go, "Okay, guys, let's go and get something to nosh." And it was the week after, or maybe even the day of that thing. And I took a video of it, and I was going to show you it, but ultimately, when I found it later, I thought, man, it's not as funny as I thought it was. But yeah. Chow down. It was nom.
I haven't seen Men in Black International. Is it any good?
It is fine.
Yeah,
it's ultimately totally fine.
It's never going to be as good as the original Men in Black, obviously, but
that is an amazing
I love
film.
Men in Black.
Really good film. Alex, you won't like the new Suicide Squad then. Killer Shark says nom nom before eating someone. It's just, I just like, none of these things make me do what Ellie does when someone says phlegm. None of them make me go, bleh.
No, I don't have anything.
I think they're a waste of fucking time.
But what Tamsin says really resonates with me. I can't stand other people's hair touching me. Yeah. I don't like hair. Especially like on my face. It makes me kind of shudder.
I don't know
Don't
which
like it.
scenarios. I don't mind that so much.
No, I don't like it at all.
I mean, people I don't know or I'm not in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, that's a different thing. But
No.
people random. Oh, you don't like that?
Not even my wife.
If Keris
no.
came along and put her hair and was like,
No, I would
Jerry!
stop doing that, and I very regularly have been like, no, don't do that.
really?
Don't do
I
that.
dig that.
Yeah,
I think
don't-
I'd be okay with that.
Don't like it. Don't like hair.
You know those videos of cats gagging when they smell something nasty? That's what I do hearing that word.
You know what? The
What?
guy with the raisin fear
Yes.
is exactly like what happens if you put a cucumber near a cat. Have you ever seen videos of cucumbers
I have not.
and cats?
But I think I may have heard about it.
Stay tuned next week on Don't Get Me Started.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
For
we'll
the
do
story
that
of
in.
cucumbers and cats. It is incredible. When a cat realizes that they are in the vicinity of a cucumber, they literally leap in the air and run away.
I hate the sound of biting into apples. Someone at work used to warn me when he was going to do that so I could leave. That can also be pretty obnoxious because then they're like, when you're like, oh, fucking give it a rest, just cut it with a knife, you dickhead. I used to work behind a tiny bar with someone who never tied her hair back. I wanted to hack it off with a lemon knife.
But yeah, you'd be the crazy person, right, Tamsin? It's not this world.
Who never tied her hair back. What, it was just laying down like a long-haired person. People have long hair.
Excuse me, I just need to get a glass. Are you going to test our cats? I might. I haven't actually tested out whether our cats are scared of cucumbers.
Well,
But
maybe we could do that live on stream.
no time like the present.
The cat was here for a moment.
She was, yeah, until you tried to stroke her. And then she was like, no!
That's
no
really
touchy!
weird, because Angelica loves me. And when I stay over here, which I may well do tonight, she'll come and...
She'll sleep with you for sure.
Yeah, she will sleep with me.
Yeah.
Trypanophobia, the fear of needles. I don't have a fear of needles.
Nor me.
No. I know someone that does. I'm not going to mention who it is because I've had enough wine. But I recently learned, because they were about to have their vaccine? Why did I say it like that? Their vaccine, that they didn't like needles. They don't like needles.
But Jeremy does faint if you try to take his blood. It's true. Yeah.
Oh, it's damn
I don't
true.
have a problem with things going into my body, but blood coming out, yeah, it makes me faint. And not even if it's just like, you know, taking blood in that kind of way. If I cut myself and I bleed too much, I just bomb. And it's not even the sight of the blood, and that doesn't bother me. It is and nobody else I've spoken to can like understand feeling this. The physical sensation of blood leaving my body makes me faint.
Right. I see.
Weird.
I did almost mute the lollipop in the 80s film World Cup. Was I eating a lollipop on that? I try to be quite good on eating food on stream because I hate that. I think that's connected with my nosh tuck thing, as I don't want to make lots of noise. But sometimes, like the other day when you bought me that stuff, I'm like, I really want to I don't want to rush this. I'm not one of these guys that wants to be like, oh, God, God. I'm the opposite of other streamers. Let's say that.
And yet somehow, Goblin Tea Power, you made it through me eating my dinner on Crosswords and Chill yesterday. You were there for all of that. I did mute my mic a lot of the time though.
Everything else has been fine, but that lollipop.
Wow.
I must remember this. The next time I see you, Joe, I'm going to eat a lollipop in your face. It's weird, really, isn't it? Obviously I know, and I don't want to like bring it up because maybe it's a bit unfair, but like I know friends who do not eat with their mouth closed. It isn't Jeremy. If it was Jeremy, I definitely would have said. But like, who cannot eat
Yeah, I know who you're talking
with their
about.
mouth closed, and who love to eat into a microphone like that, and I just can't be that guy. Oh my god!
I ate lunch on my stream today. Didn't notice that. The you could hear the muffling as you moved your thing. That was it. But
ASMR puts me right on edge as well. Yeah, I noticed that when I did that ASMR that time when I was dicking around.
I just don't understand it.
Why it's a thing.
Yeah.
People really like the sensations it makes them feel. Makes them really very calm. I watched some woman doing it. So, fuck me. An ex of mine told me about it. And she was saying they kind of do this thing where they kind of pretend like they're like dusting your face with like a makeup brush, and they talk very softly into the mic, and then they kind of brush the mic with the kind of like the makeup. We're just going to put some makeup on you and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, it really relaxes me because it gives this image and this feeling, this sensation. I'm like, this is a thing? People are going around doing this thing?
I've muted you for eating crisps on this show before. We did used to eat a lot of crisps on the show. We almost ate crisps on the show tonight, and not that I told Alex that.
Did you not?
I've got the KFC crisps.
Oh, I was going to go and get some crisps from Morrison's, but I thought no, we're being good. But then I always think that when we're eating on this stream, like what? By the way, that mic is amazing, incredible. But I never think that we're making that much noise. I think on my stream where my mic's like right here, I kind of sometimes go like that because I can't. But anyway, Mum hates you guys eating crisps. Well, we don't do it anymore.
Yeah, but your mum freaks out when anybody just eats crisps in general, because when she was a child, she choked on some crisps, and now she thinks nobody can eat crisps without dying or some bullshit. Like, your mum and crisps.
It's just a personal thing.
Me.
I appreciate that. Well, I will try and. I try and keep it in mind. This is why that time when I had loads of nuggets, and then someone said nuggets, salad, chocolate. I just gotta embrace it. Gotta lean into it now. I can't. It's me. This is me. When I had all those nuggets, I have to work really hard to say it right now.
I love that you checked yourself, Ben.
I've got to check myself before I nugget myself. When I had all of those, and everyone's like, I don't know anyone who'd let them go cold, I think said Crazy Crew. And I'm like, it's because in order to not let them go cold, I'd have to eat them at a reasonable pace. And when you eat in the real world when you're not mic'd, you're not talking. You're not talking. You're not. You're just. If me and you went to McDonald's now, we just eat and talk like normal people. We wouldn't worry about it. But when you're on stream, you have to think about doing that.
Yeah.
So you have to be quite careful. And even if you were careful, you're still shoveling it into your mouth like a dickhead.
And that was the biggest challenge of eating the dodeca cheese drum. It's like, I could just smash it down my face and do that in a lot quicker time. But I'm also like
super aware,
like entertaining as much as I'm capable of doing that. Not so much. At the same time, so I couldn't just sit there and go,
and this is it when I had like 20 nuggets or something like that. I'm like, okay, right, so I'll delicately. There's a bit in The Simpsons where they're adrift in a raft at sea, and they're eating stuff, and Homer says the trick is to take little bites, and he like nibbles on this thing. And that's always how I think about it when I'm eating these things. I'm like, the trick is to take little bites. And then at the end, Crazy Crew's
that's not true. It's the opposite is true.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no equivalent Simpsons reference, but the trick for me is to just be at least a bit more careful than like fucking shoving it in like. Bleh. I'm like, oh god. But it's also a thing that is very unbecoming of me. But at any rate, I'll just being a bit more careful. That's all.
Yeah, I try not to eat on stream.
And that's why I never got them finished. Because
but sometimes there's no choice at all. I've got a busy life.
Mike, Invasion Mikey, I'm very late to the party. That's okay. We're talking bullshit, and I think we're quite enjoying it. But we're very, very, very.
We have very much digressed.
We're going to do Am I the Arsehole in a bit.
Yeah.
Don't take advice from Homer Simpson. Well, if you ever see the episode, I think it's the scouting episode where they're going out, dads and sons scouting, and they find themselves in this raft. And he eats a little bit, then he eats loads, then he just fucking shoves it down his face. It's like, the trick is to take little bite. But yeah, I think I will have to stop watching these guys if I'm ever going to lose weight. They make me want junk food every day.
Hey, I'm a fucking inspiration, I will tell you.
Me too.
Him not so much.
Yes. What are you chatting about tonight? We were talking about what your nickname was at school.
All manner of bullshit that was not on our little.
No, I like it better when we
talk
bollocks.
I like the living too.
What your nickname was at school and what fears you might have or think you might.
Things you're scared of.
Yeah. What are you scared of?
Yeah. Or just things that make you cringe in general is what we're on now.
Things that make you go. Probably lots of stuff I've got to think about, but
nothing really makes me kind of cringe like that. Things that make me rage are more prevalent. Where I just will go, that fucks me off!
Things that make me rage much more. Coil Twitchbot.
Well, hello, Coil Twitchbot. We don't know who you are, but I thoroughly appreciate the 100 bits. Thank you very much.
Drop in,
Welcome
come in. Coil, we're talking about nicknames at school, and we're talking about things that you hate or things that you're scared of. So come in and say whatever you want. I've been eating a curry tonight. Oh, you did say! I'm watching Spider-Man Far From Home. Do you know what? I watched Spider-Man Far From Home the other day. I've seen it.
Is that the first one?
No, it's the second one. But
I haven't seen it then.
It's now on Netflix. It is. I watched it again because I loved it. I absolutely love it. I really like that film. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so that was always going to happen.
Hun, babe, sweet, punch. I'm with you there. But again, that doesn't make me cringe. It just fucks me off.
I don't mind Babe.
No.
No,
Hun is the worst.
I've never called anyone Hun or Sweets. I've called girls Baby. I've never called them Babe. Like sometimes Babe because if it's kind of slightly ironic, I guess. But I would never call them Babe, unironically.
It's got Mysterio in it.
It's really good. It's a decent film. Let's watch it after this. It has got Mysterio. It's a great film. It's really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
He's not a real bot. He just dropped 100 bits.
Yeah.
Bits don't drop bots.
Put the hammer down. Bits
Wait.
don't drop bots. Put the hammer down, Jaeger. At ease, soldier.
Oh, you loved it. I thought it was going to be a bit pants, like the first one. The first one's really cool.
The first one's fine. I just watched it in the... it was actually a pain in my ass, because as I'm watching all the Marvel stuff from the beginning, Spider-Man, whatever the first one's called... What was the first one? Homecoming. That's what derailed me, because it was impossible to actually find on any kind of streaming services. Like, I'm not going to buy... But this was like 2 years ago.
I mean, I went to see it at the
I'm not
cinema.
going to buy the DVD, because I'm going to watch it once and that's it.
I really like Spider-Man, and I really like Tom Holland's, so...
Yeah, I'd have been willing to, like, you know, rent it, as it were, on a streaming service, but it was just not available anywhere.
Yeah, so that was always going to be
like,
the stumbling point.
A year after it had been released, and no, fuck this then. So I couldn't progress in my Marvel watching until I'd seen it. And then I watched it, it was fine, and that was that, really.
What it is for me is that, like, I went to see it at the cinema, and I don't watch the MCU in its order. I just watch films that I like the look of, or maybe Captain Brilliant wants to go and see it, or maybe he doesn't, you know, so I miss things. I never saw Ragnarok, I never saw Black Panther, I never saw Civil War at the cinema, I never saw certain things. And I'm very much like a fair weather kind of guy, but like Spider-Man's my favourite, so I won't miss it, right? So like I suppose if Iron Man was my favourite, you wouldn't miss that. But
you saying that about Captain Brilliant just reminds me of one of the first, like within the first year of knowing Captain Brilliant, it must have been. He was like, "Do you want to go and see Pacific Rim?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go see Pacific Rim." And he's like, "When do you want?" Like, I was like, "When do you want to go?" And he's like, "Oh, I've just been tonight." So we can't then.
he would have gone back.
You mean you want me to go and watch Pacific Rim so that we can talk about it? Is that what's happening here? Is that where we're going?
Sometimes he does want to go back and see things a second time. Yeah. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. I'm a big fan. I think he looks right for it. Really, I mean, in retrospect, and even at the time, I was never a big Tobey Maguire fan, but I did kind of like it. That whole film made me think, yeah, this is all right. Andrew Garfield, I like, but I like him as an actor anyway.
I never saw him in. I never saw any of those.
I missed that because I didn't realise there was a reboot going on.
The one that, the third one, is it Tobey Maguire the first one?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire's the first.
The real emo-y Spider-Man.
Yeah, the one where he goes all kind of like slightly Superman.
The one that everybody hated.
Yeah.
I liked that one.
I thought it was fine.
But Michelangelo, don't worry, mate. I haven't got any time for new stuff.
Having watched Homecoming, and I really felt that was the one that was the most Spider-Man for me, and the way that the Spider-Man he's moving, it looks most comic-like for me, is they've really nailed that, and they nailed it in Civil War, and they nailed it in Homecoming. And I watched Far From Home, and Far From Home just played quite a lot for laughs. It's a lot of, and as Invasion McMikey said, there's a lot of laughs in Far From Home.
Yeah, no, Homecoming was fine. It wasn't stellar. It wasn't bad. It was fine. Yeah. It just, much like a lot of the Marvel films of that era, it's like they churned them out, and that was it.
My
really.
favourite is probably Guardians of the Galaxy. When I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought I'd seen something very special.
It was amazing.
I was like, what the fuck have I just seen? As soon as it started, I was like, this is incredible. What the fuck are we watching?
I went into...
I don't think there's anything better in MCU.
No, I went into Guardians of the Galaxy with zero idea of what it was. Like, Keris and I were in London. We actually went to go and see the taping of the X Factor.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a thing, and the weird thing about it was there are two recordings, one in the morning and one in the evening.
Right.
And you have to turn up for the one in the morning, and they might fit you in, or if they don't fit you in, then you get like first priority for the evening. That's exactly what happened to us. So we just had a day to wait until the evening when that happened.
Yeah.
So we went to the cinema. I'm like, oh, what's on? This, like, Guardians of the Galaxy. That sounds like a great, like, kind of title. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't know it was
That's the
Marvel.
best kind
have
of
no
film.
concept of the comic books or anything whatsoever. Knew nothing.
I love that.
Started watching it, and oh my god!
Oh yeah.
I like, without exaggeration, Guardians of the Galaxy is in my top 3 movies of all time.
It's such a great
I love
film.
Guardians of the Galaxy so much.
In a similar way to you, I went in to watch it at Folkestone, and I was just like, I don't know anything about this, but all my mates were going to see it, and I would say a couple of them might have known more, but most of us knew nothing, and we went in and was like, this was incredible, absolutely incredible. Guardians was great, but the sequel was not so good. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the sequel.
I liked the sequel.
Yeah.
End of sentence.
I liked it, but I felt that they were obviously... The problem is, I think that what happens in the first...
It was never going to be as good as the first one.
No. It's
and if you went into the movie expecting it to be better than that first one, you're an idiot. Because that first one was just so good. But, yeah, I love...
It feels like the music in the first one is so perfect. The music in the second one, it feels like they went, we need more of the same.
The music didn't really resonate as well. Yeah, I will give you
it's
that.
a strange...
Yeah. But the story of it is perfectly serviceable for the second, I think.
Yeager refuses to pick a favourite MCU. I mean, for me, it's like Homecoming and Guardians, but I love those things.
You really love the MCU, though. I can take the majority of the MCU, to be honest.
I will say this. I have seen a lot of Marvel-based films in my time where people have tried to make films
I just saw what Tamsin said.
Of Marvel, and they've been okay, and they've been fine, and some have been good, and some have been bad, and some have been Ben Affleck, and some have been whatever. But like, when MCU started coming together in the real way that they've done it, you can't argue with the way they've really smashed it out, so fair play.
Yeah. But I think one good thing that the pandemic has done is it's slowed down the MCU a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because it was getting out of hand. The amount of movies that they were releasing every year was insane, and no reasonable person could have kept up with them all. So the fact that we've had this break from it, I think, is welcome. It should have been time I used to catch up and watch all the other ones. But I haven't.
Drinks. Oh, X Factor. Yeah, mention X Factor. That's fine. X Factor. Yeah. So if you have a favourite Marvel film, why don't you drop it in the chat?
Or, as is the case tonight, if you have a favourite anything, throw it in the
chat. Or
we'll
your favourite Disney.
Talk about it for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. We're going to have to wrap up at some point, but if you guys are having fun, we'll chat to you. But I mean, this wine doesn't drink itself.
Yeah, we're not on a schedule or anything.
No, we're just sitting here in the sofa, much like you are.
Yeah.
Or wherever you are.
Care Bears. Well, technically, this is still the Cool Wall segment, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So we
better put some of these things on the wall.
Let's put Care Bears on the wall, shall we?
Well, I mean, 9-year-old Alex would think that they're mega hap.
I've never been into the Care Bears.
I was massively into the Care Bears.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I had the Care Bears sticker album, and I have to say, it's one of the only sticker albums I ever completed. I completed the Care... But I was a child. This wasn't last week. Last week, Jeremy! I love the Care Bears.
I can't say I've ever cared for the Care Bears.
You haven't
I've never Care Bears.
Right now, I couldn't even tell you... I mean, I don't hate them. They're not nap, I suppose, but they're not...
So this isn't going on the wall, is it?
No, I don't put it on the wall.
I'm going to say
Fuck
nap.
the Care Bears.
Yeah. Have you seen Invincible?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Captain Brilliant was telling me about it. Who said Invincible?
Derp. Give me more info.
Yes, I have seen. I've seen bits. Invincible.
It rings a bell, but I'm not.
Invincible is an animated superhero series that's on Amazon at the moment.
Right.
And I haven't seen very much other than the first 20 minutes of the first episode. But Captain Brilliant thought it was excellent, and it's a very slick-looking animated superhero TV program. My feeling, Dubba Derp, is that it looks good. I would say Invincible is hap. I would not. That came out quite nicely.
I haven't.
I think you would like it, but
it does. From what you said, it sounds like my bag. So.
It is. But saying that, I've watched not even one episode, not even a whole episode. But it looks quite good. I'd come back to me when I've watched some more. But that said, I never sat down and thought I better watch some more of this. So it looks good.
And there you go. That's a call for anyone who might have Care Bears in Wonderland on VHS in their loft. Keris wants to find it, and I still have a VHS player. So if you have a copy knocking around, please send it to us.
Can you not find this?
I will digitize it and send it back to you.
Well, I don't have it, and it won't be in my loft. All I have is chairs. 3 chairs.
And he doesn't even go and get them when he's got guests.
Oh, fuck.
That's
Fuck.
that's the
But
kind of
you got
prick he is.
Did you get the nice one, or did you end up sitting in the linen basket?
I sat on the linen basket, which, from a comfort point of view, was fine. It made me check my posture every couple of minutes, and I like that. But as I left your studio A,
Studio A. Yes,
no,
indeed.
Studio B.
Yes, that is true. Studio B. Yes.
Studio B chatting house. What I did discover was that I had the sweatiest arse of all time because I was sitting on a plastic box for the however long we were there, 2 hours.
All of Alex's stuff is in his parents' loft anyway. No, well, at the road where Tamsin currently lives, back when my parents lived there, a lot of it was in there. Then it all came to me. Some of the stuff is in my parents' garage. I think we're clear now. I think we're good now. I think I've got it all back. Bring it all back to me. What I want is like some good. I need some good. If I have a chat show, I'd probably just do it in the front room. I suppose.
I was going to say you're going to have to do it in the front room.
Yeah, do it in the front
especially
room.
now you've got your shiny new laptop. You can basically do what we do for Don't Get Me Started.
Beautiful. Be like this.
And laptop up on the table.
Yeah, and on that note, if you want to be on my amazing chat show, let me know and I'll have you on. No worries.
Or if you want to be on Don't Get Me Started.
Oh yeah.
Come on down.
Yeah.
You have to be slightly funny for that though.
Alex's
We've
parents.
got a bar to upkeep it.
We do.
And it's slightly funny.
You have to be slightly funny to ride this ride. Alex's parents do not currently have a loft ladder because Alex has it. That is true. It's in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of permanently mine now.
I mean, do people not just use regular ladders to get into their lofts?
Well, I mean, it is a regular ladder, but it's been designated.
I do not have a loft ladder, yet I use my loft. So, one thing I wouldn't recommend is using a ladder, loft or otherwise, without a carpet at the bottom.
Right.
Because otherwise the ladder gives out and you land flat-footed and break your leg.
It's not good. It's not good.
Or at least weaken your leg for future breaking.
I feel that we have cool-walled enough.
Probably. Shall we actually start to roll slightly towards a conclusion?
I agree.
Tamsin did try to set us up for it, and I do appreciate that. When we asked about favourites, she was like, I have a favourite segment.
Oh, what a great segue.
Like, she really wanted to segue us.
Nice
So
segue.
I thought I would go back and use it. But now, Mr. Be Chatting, take us home.
Yes, absolutely. We will go to Tamsinaki's favourite segment, the segment that we like to call Am I the Asshole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Now this is fun because I don't know what it is.
No, because I did them.
Yes, you did
I got
them.
them this week, so yeah. You can go first, actually.
Okay.
Because yours is more controversial. And not only is it controversial in my mind, but I went and looked at the comments, and it has been given a designation officially, but nobody agrees in the comments. And
I love it.
It's the most controversial item I've seen on Reddit.
I might have to.
But for those that are
read
tuning
that.
in for the first time, what is Am I the Arsehole?
Hey, that's a great question. Maybe Dubba Derp has never watched it, or maybe some of the other people like Coilbot, the various other people we've met. If you've never seen this segment before, myself and Jeremy take from Reddit, from the Am I the Arsehole Reddit, Am I the Arsehole's off of there, and we read them out. Now, there's a segment on Reddit where people feel that maybe they've been perceived to be an arsehole, and they lay out the scenario in which they have been accused of being an arsehole, mostly at weddings, and then they tell you the description of everything, and at the end of it they say, am I the arsehole in this situation where I did this thing? And then the internet on Reddit
say no, it's the children who are wrong.
They say a lot of things. They say yes, they say no, they say everyone's an arsehole, they say there's no arseholes here, and there's various options
That we still haven't learned.
Yes, but the bottom line here, all you need to know is we're going to read them out, and you just say what comes out of your mouth, what you feel about it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't hold back.
Do not hold back.
Because this is usually the quiet portion when you're reading and people are like taking it in rather than commenting. But
I know.
No, we want visceral, immediate reactions.
If you hate it, just say you hate it.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Just anything.
This is bullshit.
Whatever is in your head, get it in the chat.
Come out of your mouth. No
No filter.
No filter, that's it. Am I the arse... By the way, I just love this. This first line is great. Oh, yeah. Am I the arsehole for rotating out a friend at my dinner parties? Food/cooking has been a big hobby of mine, 34M, for years. I've been keeping up a monthly-ish dinner party with me, my wife, and the same 4 friends since late last year. I limit to 6 people because that's what my current dining table accommodates. I really like to go all out and make pretty elaborate meals that can be both expensive and challenging to make. One of the 4 friends I've been invited, 32F, alias Mary, turned out to be a noticeably picky eater. She doesn't have any dietary restrictions. From what I could gather, it seems like certain textures, flavour combinations, or just sometimes unfamiliar foods are unappealing to her. A lot of times it would end up that she might skip parts of the meal, or just fill up on one of the plainer starches, if there was one. Sometimes she might just nibble a little, and not really eat at all. I will caveat that she was fine socially, and didn't have any issues on that front. My wannabe chef brain can't really handle anything less than everyone gobbling down excessive portions of my food and telling me how great it was. If I don't get that, I will actually get anxious and start overthinking how I prepared the dinner to figure out what I did wrong for that person not to like my meal. This happened kind of frequently with Mary until I realised she's just a plain and simple picky eater. No, it's the children who are wrong. I realised. Last month, a different friend, 34M, Jake, brought up how good all my food looked on social media and that he'd love to try it sometime. I thought about it that night and concluded that Mary might not be a good fit for my dinners, and it might be better for everyone to swap her out for Jake.
Jake got subbed in.
He did, off the bench. The next time I spoke to Mary, I brought it up with her. I told her I thought Jake would be a better fit for my dinners, but I'd still like to invite her to other non-dinner type activities and get-togethers. I wonder what Mary thinks. I guess Mary may have seen my dinners as more of a social activity as compared to how I saw them as a foodie activity.
Jake, you're up.
Jake, get up, go on,
Get
Jake,
in the game.
Jake.
Pat on the butt.
Come on, attaboy,
To the table.
baby.
To the table, Jake.
Get up there.
Calling your number.
Mary's out. Anyway, I guess Mary may have seen my dinners as more of a social activity as compared to how I saw them as a foodie activity.
No shit.
But Mary was offended. She told me that it was unfair of me to boot her from the dinners just because she didn't always eat all the food. Anyway, now Mary is upset with me and thinks I'm an arsehole. Reddit, what do you think?
Mary, take a bench. Ride that pine.
We'll see you later, maybe,
Sit
Mary.
your ass down.
This is an interesting one.
Not at the table.
There doesn't seem to be a super amount of drama in this, which always amuses me when things might actually have more drama than we expected.
What's your immediate reaction to this?
He can invite who the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way...
Like, it is a dinner party. She's not eating the dinner. Get fucked.
This is it. One, that if you come around, if you're like, I'm inviting you to a dinner party. It's like, imagine if I said I'm having a film party at my house.
Yeah, I don't like films.
And it's like, while I come round, I'll just sit in the other room and text people on my phone. I'm like, well, don't fucking come then. But the other thing is that if I'm having a dinner party, you probably mix up a little bit. From time to time, like, oh, my friend's coming to town, or I've got another person that wants to come in and do that. There's no requirement for you to convince somebody else. You just don't even need to tell Mary. Just say I'm having another... She just would never receive the invite.
Yeah.
And no harm, no foul.
The problem is that he's got the same people coming every month, so it's kind of it's the third Thursday of the month, so it's time for whatever this guy's name is.
Never
dinner
hurts to
party.
mix and match. I agree. Why does he have to invite the same 4 people every time? Mounting it to her is a bit weird. Yeah, he is a bit weird for that. I mean, the reason he's announced it to her is because of this setup, which is same 6, always the same 6. It's us 6, special 6, unique elite 6. And now he's having to find a situation where he kicks her off the team, you know, basically.
Like, you can say it's a bit weird to just invite the same 6 people all the time, but nobody complained that Friends was a thing, so...
No. Well, quite.
This is like not inviting Phoebe because she's a fucking vegetarian or whatever.
Yeah, but when okay, but he's just mad because she doesn't stoke his ego, and this is what I mean when I say...
He knows that.
Yeah.
Like, he openly admits that she's not stroking his ego on this, and he doesn't like that. And if you're big enough to admit you have an ego, and you're the one doing the fucking cooking every month, you're the one that hosts this, you make all the food, you do all the stuff, Yeah, the least that they can do is fucking stroke your ego a little bit.
The other thing about this is that
That's a minimum.
if you've kind of gone all around the houses and you've gone, what do you like, Mary? And she goes, oh, I don't like this. And you go, okay, next time. And he's like, I really think about this. I'm going to really work on this. Next time, how about this? She's like, I don't like that either. It's just like, after about 8 of these meals,
You'd want to fucking cook her in a pie and serve it to the group.
If you got to about 8 meals through, say, 8 months of this, and it's like, Mary hates absolutely. I've tried pasta, I've tried curry, I've tried classic American, I've tried English, I've tried roast. She doesn't like any of this. Yeah. And then your other mate turns up and goes, oh my god, on Instagram your shit looks the fucking bomb, mate. Any chance of trying that? This would not be a difficult fucking swap, right?
No.
And it's isn't even something that you need to justify. What she needs is to be served baked beans on Oreos. That'll sort her out.
Yeah, that'll do the job.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Really good choice.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's not doing the gourmet shit, is he?
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, this reminds me of that woman, the one from a couple of weeks ago, where the woman who was an amazing chef and the boyfriend was like,
yeah!
I just love that I have my own personal chef. It's just like, oh, son of a bitch. Yeah.
It's like the teacher conundrum of changing your seating plan because one kid is a twat. You have to change a few around so you don't look like you're singling someone out. You taught different.
Yeah, I taught different to me as well.
Like, hey, I don't like what you're doing. You can go and sit in the fucking corner.
I put all my seating plans in alphabetical order so that I could just read the register in order. So there's absolutely no kind of thing. I mean, I don't know that anyone...
That's what seating plans are for, so you don't have to learn the kids' names. Yeah.
There's no...
Seat 3C. Oh, that's Dave. There you go. Job done.
I didn't even call them by their names. I just said C3.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can't be expected to remember their names. Give them a number. It's much easier.
It is just kind of like... He has painted himself into a corner by having like the same people, but I guess he didn't think that she was going to be quite so picky. And like nibbles at shit. I mean, why?
I mean, she sounds like a twat. I'm sorry.
She does. She says she's fine on social,
yeah,
on the social side, but no.
Like, I mean, if I were the guy, I think what I would have done is probably just invited another person.
Yes.
And just given her the extra chair that isn't really at the table, but it's table adjacent, so that she can chat to people. She can nibble on a little bit because that's not going to be much extra food because she barely eats fucking
Here's the thing,
anyway.
he says he doesn't have any other chairs, but he has a linen bin, doesn't he?
Probably.
She could have got a sweaty arse.
She could have got a sweaty arse.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can tolerate sweaty arse, she can tolerate
just
sweaty
add another
arse.
person, there's room for a 7.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would have done that as a stopgap. I would have probably made her feel uncomfortable so that she didn't want to come anymore rather than have to...
I'd have made it even pickier.
Confront the situation.
I'd have made it super, super, super picky. Hasn't he got chairs in the loft? Yeah.
He probably does, but he hasn't got a loft ladder, so he can't get to his...
had to go back to his parents.
It's massively locked up there because he's got a ladder, but he hasn't got a loft ladder, so he can't get to his chairs.
Such is the distinction.
It's the whole thing.
Does he cook the same food every time? Apparently
Doesn't sound like it.
No, he cooks very different things every time.
No.
She doesn't like any of it.
Now...
I'm saying... 6 or 7 times in, even 3 times in, I'd be pretty fucked off with that.
We very clearly have the same kind of thinking on this, the same kind of opinion
I agree.
on it. Not discerning what the chat feels. Let me know what you think.
Is the chef...
And then I will reveal...
the arsehole? Oh, you got more?
What has gone down...
Oh, I love it.
On Reddit.
Is this cook the arsehole? That's the question.
Yeah.
Or... Is
Mary the
or is Mary, or is anyone? I mean, we don't know about the other.
Or
guys.
is it Dave?
Or is it
who sits quietly and eats all of the?
Eats his food.
He does nothing offensive and eats all the food. Yes. Might stroke his ego, might not. Who knows? But
or is the food the arsehole?
Diner number 3.
I don't feel like I have a strong opinion. This is the thing. Nobody is like. I think.
That's
I don't think there are any arseholes.
Not having a strong opinion is a valid opinion, so that's cool.
He hasn't dealt with this particularly well because it's suddenly he's made this a lot more formal. It's like, I'm afraid, Mary, I will have to give you this form in triplicate. But you
Mary,
have not made the grade.
You are the weakest link.
Yeah, it's super formal for something that needs not be. So I think in that regard, it's kind of dickish behaviour. But I don't know if he's the arsehole.
Stakes aren't high enough. No wedding, no arsehole.
No wedding, no. I know, right? Personally, I feel bad for Mary.
It's the children who are wrong.
It's the children. Both are arseholes.
No, it's his party, and he can cry if he wants to. I mean, he can do what he likes. Poor Mary, but she's a big girl. She'll get over it.
She's not a big girl. She's not eating any food.
Okay, so nobody really strongly feels that this guy is the arsehole.
No, but...
Reddit does.
I knew it!
Now, I say Reddit does He has been classified next to the title, whatever the title is. It has the big red button, arsehole. He has been officially declared the arsehole in this situation. But if you actually read the comments, people are pretty much saying what we've been saying, it's like it's his deal, man. If he wants to kick someone off, he doesn't even need a reason. He can kick off who the fuck he wants.
Yes,
he's the host.
It's his house.
He's doing the cooking.
His table.
All of the onus is on him. He can do what he wants. If Mary doesn't like it, she can go and find some other group of friends that's willing to put
not
up with
eat
her
at.
bullshit. Yeah, it's fine. I don't quite understand how he has been classed the arsehole when that is not the consensus.
Well, that's weird because if it's not
the chat,
as I understand it on Reddit, is that it kind of adds it all up and kind of does a thing.
It goes by consensus, really, doesn't it? Because it's you vote basically.
So maybe they're counting up all the votes for. I don't know how it works, but we feel no, he's not.
I don't think he's the arsehole.
We should let him know.
No, yeah. Well, I've been saying for many weeks since we started doing this that we should clip this and just put it on the Reddit, but I never get around to it.
One of these days.
Too fucking lazy.
Well, we have made a decision. I feel that we're pretty ambivalent, but I get the impression that if we felt he was strongly the arsehole,
he would be.
He would be.
We would
so in that regard, he is not. She is not. No, I don't think there's any arseholes here.
No, if Mary's kicking off or being kicked off, then I think she's the arsehole. I think she should take her medicine and nibble at it and fuck off.
Yeah, a little bit of penicillin, just a tiny little bit. 3 mil, not 5 mil.
Get a bit fussy about her medicine and get the fuck out of there.
Her love is like bad medicine. That's one that Keris likes, isn't it?
Probably. It's 80s. She loves 80s rock music.
Bad medicine is what I need.
That kind of hair rock. You know?
Yeah.
Bon Jovi's her favourite band after all. Ita 2. Are we ready?
Yes, do it.
Then let's get ready to suck it.
You don't like it.
This one's a doozy.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to get my wine.
I'm not sure there are any...
I don't hate that as much as Bon Jovi. Well, bad medicine.
Am I the arsehole for yelling at my neighbour after she saw me braless on my private porch? I live in a neighbourhood that is managed by all the same hedge trimming company. Giggity. We all pay into this service, double giggity, and have the hedges trimmed a couple times a month. Triple giggity. I was out on my private ground level patio, laying on the outdoor furniture because it's sweltering outside and I'm nearly 32 weeks pregnant. My patio is covered by cedar fencing, so you can't see if someone is outside just by looking. My neighbour comes by with her brat of a kid and lifts herself as high as she can to peer over my fence as I'm relaxing. She asks me if the hedge trimmer guy had been by yet, as her house wasn't done. Now, clearly, my hedges have not been trimmed yet, as they don't look like they do when they are done.
Right.
No, and that's hedge science. I told her no, and we had a short conversation. In the meantime, her kid is tearing through my garden and complaining the whole time. Before she leaves, she tells me to please put a bra on when I'm outside of the house. Now, I'm 32 weeks pregnant, sore, annoyed, and now very, caps, angry. She came over to peer into my private patio and then gets pissed off at me for being indecent by not wearing a bra under my shirt. I was very
under her shirt, yeah.
I was very upset, so I yelled at her to leave my patio and that I don't want her to come over unannounced ever again. Ever was in caps. She was pissed off at me for my reaction in front of her child, but I feel like it was justified as she had no right to come and tell me what I can and can't wear, especially in the private area that she barged into. I'm not a confrontational person at all, but this was the last straw. I'm tired of people telling me what I can and can't do when pregnant. My husband thinks that I should just have ignored her and not gotten so upset, but I'm so frustrated that anyone would think it's okay to do that. Am I really an arsehole?
What is the chat? The chat feels pretty unanimous here. Fuck off, neighbour. The actual fuck. I would have slapped her around the face with a boob.
That's a classic.
How might that have gone? Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't even topless. She was just not wearing a bra underneath her top.
She was not wearing a bra in the privacy of her own home.
She was at home.
She might have been out, like physically outside, but it was a private, fenced-off area. It is still her domicile, if you will.
Yes.
It is a private area.
She's in her own home, on her property, wearing clothes, but not wearing a bra. And you see people go to the shop all the time and they don't wear bras.
Yeah.
You know, I followed those people around for ages. You know, I mean, you see those people.
Yeah. That's a very good point. What people do with their own tits is their own business.
Yeah. Why is it? And then, so she went, and also she comes around and she's like, by the way, I just want to be a nosy fucking bitch. I can clearly see.
Can I ask you a question that's got an obvious answer?
That's got an obvious
I
answer.
can force a conversation in and let my kid rummage through your bullshit.
And then I can have a go at you. It's like, I want to have a go at the next door neighbour. How might I trying to force this? And the husband's like, please don't go around there and force a conversation. I'm going to do it. So I'll go around and I'll ask her, have the hedges been trimmed? And the husband's like, I think, Margaret, she will know straight away and see through this. And she went round anyway and then complained. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Mate, if I had a private garden with a fence high enough that people couldn't see in, I would rock out with my cock out and nobody would have the fucking right to tell me to put my balls away.
No.
It's not going to happen.
She was clearly just jealous of great boobs. I followed those people around for ages. Thank you very much. I'm glad I was trying to slide that one under the radar. What's the neighbour's name? Karen? Yes. I'm going to say yes. There are a lot of people in this world, Jeremy, who seem to think that other things are their business.
Yes.
It isn't their business.
No.
I just love people who think it's not your business. I kind of want to go to people and say, that's none of your business. Can't you just be kind? Like to almost everybody. That will solve like a multiple of problems, I think.
And that's far kinder language than I would use as well.
Be fucking kind.
Could you just fuck off?
Could you just fucking not, man?
Yeah.
Do fuck off. Oh, yeah. Do fuck off.
Lol, we saw a few Karens at Blue Water. It's been a while. Like Karen's told me the story of a Karen that she was behind in the queue to get seating.
Oh, okay.
That is the COVID world we live in now. You have to queue to get seating in the food court. I was getting the food. Karis was stood behind a Karen who was just...
Did you go for a triple cheese?
No, I went for the double quarter pounder.
Oh, good choice.
With cheese meal. But she was just complaining about everything in a Karen kind of way. And yeah, Karis said it was so hard not to say anything.
Do you know something? I was watching...
What do you accomplish by complaining, man? Like, you're not even complaining to someone who has any kind of power in the situation.
None of these guys give a fuck.
Like, seriously, who cares? Just chill. It's ironic we're saying that on a show called Don't Get Me Started, but...
I was watching 90 Days to Wed. I think it was 90 Days to Wed.
Of course you were.
The other way, where they go back. They
90 Days to Divorce?
It's not that.
Is that like, the other way?
They have to go in the first series. Mike will jump up at this point. I think it's 90 Days to Wed or 90 Days Fiance, whatever. Like in the first series, they all come from other countries to America. So any country that isn't America, far away. Korea, wherever you want to fucking pick, you know.
Korea is pretty far away.
It is pretty far away. One of the people, and this is the one that happens, is this Korean guy gets married to this California girl, and they have a kid, but he has to go back. He has 90 days to wed, and then once they're wed, and they are wed, have a kid, he has to return to Korea. And in this series, they are going the other way, in that she is going to go to Korea and live with him with his kid.
Okay.
And she takes the mum with her. Now the mum is not...
Well. Yeah.
Oh, you've got to watch it. It's so good. The mum is not a fan. I'm trying to remember what this guy's name is. I can't remember. The mum is not a fan of the Korean lad. Aside from the fact that he's obviously lying and stealing. And I mentioned this on another one where he has this job stealing phones. Anyway, the mum is not a fan. But the thing that the mum does, right, is clap when she's saying stuff. Right? I don't know if you've seen it. She's like, what are we doing? Why are you doing this? And she does it at fucking... Have you ever seen this?
I have
it's
seen people
so
do that.
fucking... When I saw her, they pull up in this taxi, and this guy who's trying to get his shit together, P.S. he's not, he's doing the bare minimum, has got this god-awful shit flat, and it's so terrible, and his wife is like, I can't believe this. And the mother-in-law is beside herself, and she's like, I need to have a word with him. And as they pull up in the taxi, she's like, where is this? What are we doing here? Why are we doing this? Explain yourself. And I'm like, oh my God, this poor guy. He has bitten off more than he... But at one point in this woman's life, and this is how I feel all Karens are, when it's like, why are you wearing... Oh my...
It's like they've got to clap out the syllables.
They've got to clap out and say, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
What is going on?
How many syllables is this sentence?
Oh dear. They're not. He wasn't getting applauded. We're not happy with that guy.
Sometimes it's really fun when working customers to say, I'm really sorry to hear that when someone complains, and just move on without saying anything else / giving them what they want.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way. I would do that immigration a lot. It's like, well, yeah, I'm sorry about that. And they're like, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, oh, well, you're still not allowed to come into the country because you don't have a visa. I'm sorry for you, but there's a legality. It's like, yeah, I do love that sort of shit. It's like, well, yeah, what are you going to do? Like, when you have no intention of resolving that shit, it's just like, well,
yeah,
what are you going to do about that? That's
I get that a lot, honestly.
I do love it. It's like,
like, this thing I bought, it doesn't work when you don't put batteries in it.
Like, yeah.
Perhaps you should put batteries in it.
What I love is that people feel the world is full of people who want to bait other people into a discussion. A lot of the time with me, I'm like, well, there's no debate here, so I'll just stop talking. But
yeah, I'm not going to engage in it.
I'm not going to engage in it. It's bullshit.
You should seek other drama elsewhere.
But people love to go like, if I say this, it'll get drama. I'm like, yeah, here, no problems. Off we go. I've just popped in and you're clapping. We're clapping at you. What is going on?
We are trying to write a sonnet.
It has to be 14 lines long. And I am pentameter, if you please. What's that?
Iambic pent horse.
Well, anyway, who was the arsehole on that? The woman.
You were.
I was.
No, the arsehole in this one
was Hedge Bitch.
It was Hedge Bitch who was poking over the fence and saying, hey, put your tits away even though they're not out.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Can you put your tits away? They're not out.
Also,
checkmate?
You try being pregnant, bitch.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's pregnant? Cut some fucking slack. What the fuck, man?
Just leave the fuck alone and stay out of her business.
Yeah.
That reminds me of someone that tried complaining about something they bought from Jazz. It wasn't working, and someone commented, have you heard of the miracle known as batteries?
I mean, they are a miracle.
Yeah. There are a lot of the things that I sell that do not work properly unless you put new batteries in.
That would make a lot of sense to me.
Because they have like NFC and like, you know, that super new technology in it. So if they're not brand new batteries, it doesn't work. And so people say, yeah, so it only sometimes works when I do this thing. I'm like, have you put new batteries in it? No, I took the batteries out of my toy that I've had for 6 years. I'm like, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Fresh batteries, get that shit in there.
No, it definitely doesn't work. Can I send it back to you? I'm like, okay. But when it gets here and I put new batteries in it and it works perfectly, I'm just sending it back to you at your expense.
Yeah, you might want to hold on to it and get batteries.
You might want to just try the thing first.
Can you take your tits, your arse, and your massive fuck off nose out of my garden, please?
That is the response. Yeah.
That normally gets the job done.
Yeah.
Well, I feel we've explored Am I the Arsehole?
We have.
And I think we've done a very good job tonight. It's actually, I don't see what time it is, but I think we've done
2 hours, 38 minutes and 23 seconds is the official time.
It's excellent.
Sponsored by Seiko, whoever it is, does the timing.
Timekeeper. Thank you very much for joining us, because I feel you've stuck with us the whole way and it's been a good time and we've had a lot of fun. Is there any other business? I think it's time for another Long Island iced tea. Yeah, it is.
Any other boobness?
Any other boobness? Anybody want to raise anything at this stage of any type before we draw a close to this meeting? Do we have someone we might want to raid?
Should we do a random raid? We haven't done a random raid.
Is there a random?
Ages.
Or was it recommended? You got any one recommended?
Recommended, that's a good point. I never look at recommended. Train Sim TV, no, maybe not.
Look at like She Stay UK or whatever that says. She Slays UK is doing Jackbox and it's only 17. 17 is not bad.
Let's just pop in, make sure they're not follower only or some bullshit.
Yeah.
The NFL has agreed to let players celebrate touchdowns by, hey, that's a great...
The great one to pop in and...
Yeah.
So,
Tell you what, she's
Punching a Karen.
I think this is our kind
Yeah,
of
okay.
pace.
We found a Jackbox
And
party.
to be fair, she's pretty fit.
It's got my vote.
Yeah, just going to throw that out there. Yeah, okay, so we're going to raid She Slays UK in a moment. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's just quickly check out what's coming up tomorrow. Oh, I've covered myself.
Wait, wrong way.
I did it on your fucking Leorin board, didn't I? Again.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't
Okay.
see you, but tomorrow at 8:30. 8:30
I
is
know what I'm doing.
it's the main roster special. What is main roster special? King
Now,
of the
hang on.
roster?
Let me just get rid of this.
Get rid of it. You need
It's
to talk about it.
Yeah. So, if you have ever tuned into any of Alex's World Cups of voting for whatever the fuck,
Yep.
as you will have next weekend as a little.
Oh
cheeky
yeah,
plug.
yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, next Saturday.
It's much in the same vein, but this show is based on an existing tournament called King of the Ring. Where
I love King of the Ring.
Where they determine the king of the ring. I guess the clue's in the name.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, and I'll cover myself back over again, it is the king of the roster on the main roster.
Right.
We are going to vote for the best in the current WWE roster.
Right.
And you can use your channel points to influence that bet. So you
Love
can
it.
come along.
I have shitloads
Even
of
if
channel
you
points.
don't know who any of these guys are, you can come along and say, hey, that guy's got a stupid fucking name, let's vote for him.
Oh, I would do that because I have
And,
so many points I need to use in your channel.
That seems consistent. So King of the Roster tomorrow.
Love it.
I may at McDonald's at the same time.
Oh, I live that too.
We shall see. Following that, at 9:30 UK time, it's Saturday Night Football with 2MW Matt
Yeah.
on Madden 20 or 21, depending on what he can be asked to do.
Yeah.
And then Sunday is another Jez Day, as that famous song goes. It's the effing racing show.
Every day is like Jez Day.
Everything's coming up Jez Day. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix around 1 o'clock will kick off slightly beforehand to get you ready. And then at 8:30, it's 2 Minute Warning, the NFL podcast.
Yes, nice.
And that's Saturday and Sunday.
Just trying to push it away.
Too slow, man.
I couldn't work out which way I was.
Yeah. And I will fix my camera next time to go zip and shift us all along so we're not fucked.
Cool,
all the
cool.
jazz, all the time, jazz. And who wouldn't want that? Answer, everyone.
Absolutely.
Right, let's go and raid this person. And
Yes.
I have to lean over and type. We could probably hear her in the background, actually. I
I
just
can hear
realised we've had her running.
She sells
and
Sanctuary.
She's right next to the mic. She slays, slays
On the
sleigh
seashore.
Yeah. Let's. If you tried to slap Jez in the face, that might have worked. Okay. Right. Ultimate nickname to take us home from this show. What is the ultimate nickname, either
I'll
for
tell
you or anyone else?
I'll tell you now, get ready with your finger. They used to call me Arnold Bortenigger.
No, they didn't.
Fuck, shit, store.